Another quick audio check. Hey guys, Sean here. Welcome to the F1 word and to something very, very different on the channel. How are we all doing? Yes, F1 Manager 22. I'm going to get to that in a moment, but because this is me and I've decided to go live and do some gaming for a couple of hours with you this afternoon. Daniel Ricciardo is leaving McLaren. It has been confirmed. McLaren Racing and Daniel Ricciardo can confirm that Daniel's 2023 contract has been terminated early, as both parties have mutually agreed that he will leave the team at the end of the 2022 F1 season. Can't believe it. The team will confirm its full 2023 driver lineup in due course. Don't waste your time, lads. I think we know what that's going to be. Ricciardo says it's been a privilege to be a part of the McLaren Racing family for the last 2 seasons, but following several months of discussions with Zach and Andreas, we have decided to terminate my contract with the team early and agree to mutually part ways at the end of the season. We'll announce his future plans in due course, but regardless of what this next chapter brings, I have no regrets, and I am proud of the effort and work I gave McLaren, especially the one at Monza. Andreas Seidel goes on to thank Daniel for his dedication and contribution over the last 2 seasons so far. Yeah, not much in there you wouldn't expect. And Zach Brown, Daniel has been a great addition to McLaren, and it's been a pleasure working with him. So confirmed by McLaren, just as I went live, that Daniel Ricciardo will be leaving at the end of the season. Probably the least surprising news that you're going to hear for quite a while. The next least surprising news will be that Esteban Ocon, that would be a shock, is that Oscar Piastri will be at McLaren next year, I would imagine, alongside Lando Norris. Yeah, thank you. I'm just looking at chat. But obviously, I thought I'd muted my microphone when I did my audio check. So thank you so much to everybody who's letting me know that audio is okay. I appreciate that one. So F1 Manager 22 then. Yes. Launch tomorrow, 3 p.m. I think in the UK for pre-orders, early access. You'll be able to play the game. So we're 24 hours away from that. Thank you so much to Frontier, everybody at F1 Manager, especially as well, Navigate Partners, Naomi and Christopher in particular, for a fantastic few months, been involved behind the scenes in various things. My name is in the credits. I've done some audio of team reaction as well, so it's been amazing. Never done anything like this before, so it's really exciting to be part of that, so thank you so much to them. And of course for the game early, which came last week, I've put a lot of hours into it, so I'm ready to go. Let's go to the main title screen. I have put a poll in chat, by the way. Just to let you know, that will hopefully load up in a second. Just to let you know, there's a poll in chat on which team we're going to start with today. So far, McLaren are winning. We've got Alpine, Haas and Williams. I've picked those teams because, as you can see on screen there, I did do an Aston Martin playthrough, and it is hard. It's very difficult with the teams further down the grid, so just bear that one in mind. Also, let me know as I hit the game audio now if that is too loud, too quiet. It will get a little bit more as well, so yes, there you go. Let me know in chat. So yeah, I'll give you a couple of minutes just to get that sort of ready. This is just going to be kind of a let's play first look today. We're going to go through career mode, make some decisions, do a few races, and go from there. If it gets enough support, then we'll go and do a regular live playthrough on the channel. This isn't a gaming channel though, so I suspect it won't. If so, and that is the case, I might resurrect Spuzby, for those who know, over on Twitch and do some streaming over there as well, or even make a Spuzby channel on YouTube. We'll see. But we'll do this today because I really wanted to show this off because I've been thoroughly enjoying this. I've been so excited. I've said before, 20 years I've been waiting for a fully licensed F1 Manager game, so I'm so ready for this, and it is fantastic. Really good game. It's the latest patch as well. The day 1 patch came out yesterday, so what you're seeing here is what you will get your hands on tomorrow if you have pre-ordered. So yeah, I'm ready for this. I'm ready. So I'll give 1 more minute on the poll, and then we will close that one off. I wanted to go live at 3, but I had a few technical issues then. Like I've not done this before, so yeah. But that's the big news, I guess. F1 Manager out tomorrow, but Daniel Ricciardo is leaving McLaren. Of course, I've recorded the previous, so I might not put it in there. Yeah, probably won't do a video on it because by the time we get around to doing the video, the news is going to be old anyway. But we'll talk about it, I'm sure, on Sunday in the race reaction. Need to find a guest for that one. I don't know if Jonty's on this weekend, but we'll sort that one out. So yes, hey to everyone in chat, by the way. Hey to Kieran, hey to Red Bull Sauber Patronus, hey to Phil Potts, Marco as well, to Luca. Did you sign stuff at Aston? No, I didn't. I stuck with the lineup. Lance Stroll, not great, I'll be honest. I stuck with the lineup at Aston. And in the end, I'll tell you what then, actually. What? Let's go to the auto save. Let me just show you where I got to with my my save before we close that poll and make it. It looks like it's going to be McLaren, which is absolutely fine. I should say on the performance, actually, McLaren aren't that much further ahead of Aston Martin. So this is actually race weekend, which is not ideal. But if I just go here, you'll see I signed Pierre Gasly. He was a free agent at the end of my first season. So I was like, well, I'm having him alongside Seb Vettel, who actually did a really good job in that first season. So yeah, I had to kind of re-sign him. Didn't retire, so it's not true to life, not just yet. So yeah, Seb Vettel and Pierre Gasly was my driver lineup for that one, which I'm quite happy with. Quite happy with that one. They yeah, started well. Not great with qualifying, as you can see, but yeah. Let's go back to the main menu then. I think we're going to close that poll. So we're going to end the poll now, and we're going to be going with McLaren for our first playthrough as a community. This is going to be fully interactive. You guys can help me make decisions. You can make me look a fool if you want. I don't mind. That's absolutely fine. I'll put some game audio on for me so I can hear it. So yeah, there's Pierre Gasly looking good in green, gotta say. So let's go into career mode. So straight in, new career, obviously, as you'd expect from a game. Crofty, I'm telling you now, excuse any afternoon language if this kind of thing offends you, but Crofty will get on your tits in this game. I'm not going to lie. So definitely turn it down.
Continues today.
Yes, I did. I did sack Stroll, Chris. I'm going to skip this, but yeah, I did sack Stroll. So we'll go McLaren. Crofty chittering away as you'd expect. So they want us to finish 5th in the Constructors' Championship based on that first playthrough I did. Going to be tough because they're not really all that fast. We have to do a lot of work on the car, definitely. You can see car performance 8th out of 10, drive performance 5th out of 10, 6th out of 10 for the staff performance, headquarters 4th out of 10, so not terrible. Not terrible. We know, obviously, we've got Daniel Lando and the legend himself, Mr. Stoffel Van Dorn. And there's all your team information as well. So let's just go straight into settings. We'll call it F1W Boss Man. There you go. First time guidance. I'm going to turn it off because I've done it. But if this is your first time picking up the game, it's quite in depth. I highly recommend turning on that first time guidance because she does take you through pretty much everything you need to know across the first race weekend and leading up to it and just after, and it's really handy because there's a lot to get into. So let's go straight into this start new game. F1W Boss Man is our official name. I could have polled you guys on that one. So there we go, that's your home screen. You've probably seen this a million times now. I know that the models, I can't work out. I'm like that one. Luca just saying one of the models look like they've been to Madame Tussauds. They do look a little bit waxworky, but hey, look, it looks cool. I really like it. So straight to your inbox. Welcomed to the team by Audrey, which is great. You're going to spend a lot of time in your inbox, let me put it that way. What do you want to see? If you want me to go through stuff first, I can go through this straight away and then we can move on. In fact, that's a question from Daniel Philpott. We'll go straight to drivers. So there's a game for both F2 and F3 drivers in it. Yes, it does. So here are your drivers. You can scout them, sort them obviously by age. Enzo Trulli, the youngest. Fernando Alonso, the oldest. You can do it by overall rating as well. Who's the lowest? Federico Malvacetti is the lowest on 32. Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton highest on 90. You can rank them by what series they're in as well, whether they're a free agent, as you can see there. A few in there, including, who we got? David Schumacher, Ayrton Simmons, David Beckman. Obviously, you've got to scout them as well. We've definitely got to do that one. So we'll scout some drivers in just a second as well, just to make sure that I show you how that's all going to work. But yeah, that you've basically got all the F1 drivers, as you can see. Then you've got all the reserves as well. So you'll have Stoffel Van Dorn and all of that lot. Then you've got your F2 drivers, a full F2 grid, and then you've got the full F3 grid as well, which is awesome, by the way, having that many drivers to kind of look through, pick out some free agents. And when they retire, so if Fernando Alonso retires or anything like that, then a new driver will come in over time and you'll just end up with a load of, what do they call them on FIFA? Regens, basically. So you could hire, regens are going to come in the game. I keep calling them regens, but they were quite keen when I went to the event at Frontier that we don't call them regens because they're not technically regens. So, but you know what I mean, that kind of thing. So let's have a look then. Let's go and scout a young driver. He's kind of, we're going to scout Oscar Piastri because he's kind of in the news everywhere at the moment. So you've got two options here. You can do standard scouting, which will give you a bit on their performance and their growth and things like that. But the detailed scouting will give you the contract information, and it can be tricky to negotiate contracts. So I would definitely, if I were you, go with the 30 days detailed scouting. So we'll do that one. We'll scout Oscar Piastri. But I'm going to save a scouting slot for somebody else. We're not, well, probably will sign Oscar Piastri. Yeah, I know. I've seen the news on Danny Rick. It literally broke as I hit go live, which is just so typical of my luck, really, with those things. But hey ho, we're doing something fun this afternoon. We kind of knew that was coming, didn't we? Let's be honest. What are you guys wanting to see? Car setup and research. So car setup I'll go over when we go into practice. We'll do probably the first practice session, show you through that one, and then we'll probably skip the other two. But we'll go through car setup there. But I will go through your research area. So car 1 and car 2, this will show you what's fitted to your car. As you design things, you'll have a list of what's going on here, what you've got designed, and you can swap parts out as you need to. As you design parts, you also have to manufacture them. So you can't just design a new part and then say, yeah, I've got a new front wing for this weekend. You've got to go out there and manufacture it as well. Make sure you have plenty. Don't go mad because you've got the cost cap to think of. I tend to manufacture 4 of most things because, well, I mean, Stroll crashed 3 times in one weekend. So you very, very quickly get through parts. So you're definitely going to need to get those manufactured. So, and that's all pretty straightforward. Pick something, manufacture it. But let's design something. Let's go to car comparison. That's a good idea. So car analysis, couldn't find it then. So that's the McLaren versus the grid average. So you can see a little bit down on top speed, maybe a tiny bit down, or pretty equal on acceleration. Low, medium, high speed is okay. Top speed is good. Acceleration's good. But it's here. Low speed. Could do with a little bit of work in there. Definitely. Brake cooling and engine cooling. We could work on that. So I think we need to be looking at your low to medium, high speed stuff, I would argue. Unless you're thinking something else, guys, you can let me know. But I reckon we focus on the low to medium, high speed in cornering and dirty air cornering first. Probably about 10 minutes, Dan. Put Stoffel straight to number 1. Why not? Is this game on Game Pass anytime soon? I'll have to check that with you, Chris, but I don't think so. It's still up for pre-order at the moment for access from tomorrow. Full launch is next Tuesday, but I've not seen anything to say it'll be on Game Pass, so I will let you know. I'm trying to think if anyone said anything about Game Pass. Actually, I didn't even consider it. I should have asked that, really. Thank you. I will write that down as a question I will put to them and then maybe tweet something out if they say anything. But I would say no, because it's a brand new thing. Frontier's first foray into an annual sporting title. So, yeah, I reckon we're going to go low speed. I think we're going to do that one. So we're going to go to car parts development. We're going to go to a new project, design a part. And you can see on the right-hand side there, it shows you not only what each thing you design is going to improve, or in theory should improve, depending on what you put into it. It also shows you with the blue thumb what is recommended for that first race of the season. And then the green thumb is what is crucial for that circuit. So if you're not sure heading into your first season, maybe look at what's crucial. But I'm going to go with the, well, it's pretty crucial actually, the corner. We'll go with the new front wing. New front wings are pretty good. And this is where it gets a little bit, not complicated. I've kind of got it down now. So you need to work on your CFD hours and your wind tunnel hours. As you increase this, how well your part or how good your part is will be dictated by how much you increase this. That's not going to come as a massive surprise. I tend to go 2 and 20. Feels like a good balance. You're getting some improvements. We could go more, seeing as we're only doing a live stream playthrough of this at the moment. We'll go a little bit. We'll go 3 and 30. Might regret that when my rear wing's terrible and I need to do that one again. So we'll see how we go with that one in the wind tunnel. That's going to increase low speed. Going up a little bit. Also top speed as well. So that's good. So we'll bang that onto design. That'll then send you to what you want to do. Do you want to focus on optimizing the aerodynamics, the cooling, your low speed performance, your high speed? I tend to go with balanced unless I absolutely need something. I am wondering if it might be worth going in low speed though. Say balanced. You can tweak this as well, but obviously it will affect. You can kind of do it in your preset, to be honest with you. That'll just affect. You put more effort into the low speed, you're going to be down on your high speed and your medium speed. So we'll keep it balanced for the first one. Then you go to continue. Then you've then got to assign your engineers. I think, what do McLaren have? So 10 is your total at the moment. So we'll go with yeah, we'll go with 5. Why not? You can rush it. But what that actually does is it puts the cost up of rushing that part will cost you more, but it also means that the future development of your front wing team and your engineers won't be as good. So the longer they take over something, like for example, you can go to intense, and that will help to increase at a faster rate, but it takes longer to get the part there. So your staff will develop more quickly, but it's going to take longer to get the part there. So normal probably for the start of the season. In season, I was rushing a lot. So we'll go with that. That's obviously going to cost us $700,000. We'll smack that one there. Nice and easy. And we've got our first part in design and manufacture. Hopefully that will be here fairly soon. I didn't actually check how long it's going to take. So the design, so that's pre-season testing results. There isn't any pre-season testing. I saw somebody ask a moment ago. There isn't a pre-season testing, which I was actually quite surprised at. I had in my head that it was going to be there, but it wasn't. It'd be a feature I will suggest for perhaps next year's title, because I feel like that's something you'll want if you're going to be developing parts, particularly after your first season. In your second season, you're going to want to be developing parts and you'll want to test those in testing. So I was quite surprised at that, but there's a lot to get through. So yeah, sponsorship obligation coming up as well. Everything you need is in your calendar. I forgot, it's April time, wasn't it? That design's going to be done. So and scouting will be done as well. So yeah, lots in there. We'll come back to that in a moment. Circuits is self-explanatory. All the information you need for your circuits. We'll go to the race shortly. Had a little look at the cars. The warehouse is where obviously all your stock is. So your chassis. We've got how many we've got? We've got 2 of these, 4 in total. 2 installed, 2 in the warehouse. Front wing, similar story, I'd imagine. Yeah, 6 in total this time. Again, pretty self-explanatory. Staff. I struggled with staff, trying to keep them happy. The morale was low. We were terrible, to be fair, over at Aston Martin in that first playthrough. But you can, again, scout people. So you can scout a technical chief, a head of aerodynamics, and a race engineer. Now, they're not bad. They're pretty good. But we could perhaps do better in technical chief, head of engineering, maybe. So you can, let's have a look at head of aerodynamics, sorry. Overall rating, best one in the game, Diego Tondi. Can't say his name. They're all in there. Are all the team staff real people names? Yes, Christopher, they are. They're also, you'll see when we get on track, there's also the team radio. So team radio is actual recordings of engineers and drivers. So we've got, I think these are all, yeah, because I had Andy Green at Aston Martin. So we could scout some of these. Obviously, you only want to be scouting engineers who are interested in joining your team. There's not really much point going for example, Jared Murphy, because he's not interested and you're just wasting some scouting. So I'm going to scout either Dirk de Beer or Enrique Balbo. I am terrible at pronunciation. I'm going to tell you that one. So we'll go with Dirk because, you know, the Alpine McLaren link. We'll have some fun with that one. We'll do some detailed scouting on him as well. I believe the engineer pool will continue to add, in air quotes, regens as well. So yeah, I think there's a lot. Like I say, it's so in depth and there is so much to go through. I was spending hours in the menus to the point where I had to rush through everything. The last 5 races was just me trying to simulate as quickly as possible through things so I could see what happened at the end of the season. Thank you very much to Jay Ferguson for the super chat. Says, first time watching a live stream. Just want to say thanks for all the great content. Thank you so much. That's massively appreciated. Very kind of you. It's a little bit different, but you know, I know a lot of you are very excited about F1 Manager. We're like that, aren't we, as F1 fans? We like stuff like this. So yeah, you can scout staff just like you can scout your drivers. Lots in there. Facilities as well. We'll have a quick look at that. It's a bit self-explanatory as well. The thing I like about this is not only can you upgrade your factory, it also degrades over time in its condition. So you've got to keep on top of that. So you don't have to always upgrade your facilities. You can just refurbish them, and that's a little bit cheaper. And it does help to just manage your balance a little bit. So I'm going to up the design center, $11.5 million to upgrade. 84 days, which is quite a while. And as you can see, it gives you an extra design capacity, so we can design an extra part, and you've got the engineer capacity as well, which goes up. So we're going to do that one. One key thing I forgot to mention and didn't really realize until quite late on is, let's go to Lando Norris. In order to keep your drivers happy, one thing you can do is look at facilities bonuses. So Lando, will get the benefits from a level 3 memorabilia room, a level 1 team hub, and a level 3 race simulator. So, or those parts, you can then go in and say, right, Lando's a little bit down, the car's been terrible, we're letting him down, let's go and increase the race simulator to 4, and that will help to keep him happy. As you can see, their weekly experience gain for the driver is 60. So there's lots of little things you can do, aside from just, of course, winning races and dominating the championship, to try and keep your drivers happy. So there's lots in there. The board confidence. I finished 9th with Aston Martin. They wanted me to finish 8th, and I wasn't sacked. So nothing to worry about, I don't think. Now they're looking for 5th or above. I think that's going to be tough. We will see. Board budget, everything in here you need. Your season budget, $60 million. All your sponsor stuff in there as well. Somewhere, we'll go to that in a moment. Finances as well. Yeah, team ratings, stats, it's all in the board. We can go through that as we need to. Finances as well. Season budget, lots of money in the bank. 13 million, not a lot in F1 terms, I know. How much it's going to cost us over the course of the season. Sponsors is a good one. Because you can, at the end of the season, redo your sponsor obligations to make them easier or harder. And throughout race weekends, as we'll see in a bit, you can also put some extra bonuses on there to try and make a little bit extra money, but make sure you hit them, because you will lose money if not. So, is there anything you guys want me to show you before we fast forward to get this game rolling? I know it's been a bit of a long intro. I'll see what you're saying in chat. So we can try and steal Adrian Newey from Red Bull. Interesting, says Dan S. Well, funnily enough, Adrian Newey's not in the game. I'm quite surprised by that. I'll go and have another look. But would he be technical chief, head of aerodynamics, I'd imagine? He'd be under there, wouldn't he? He's not actually in here. But I'm not sure. I can't remember what Adrian Newey's role is. I don't think he's technically in that role anymore, is he? I think he's kind of there, not advisory as such, but he's kind of there as a face and doing stuff behind the scenes rather than being actual technical boss or anything like that. James Key isn't on here either, so I might ask that question, but it could be a licensing thing. Pencil and paper. Chief designer. Yeah, that's the one. Thank you. He's not head of area, he's not technical chief, he's chief designer. The cost cap. Good point. Cost cap. So, there we go. So, we'll expand that. So, you can see I've already spent 29.6 million, and I've only just started the bloody game up. 23.3's gone on car park development. So, that's going to be the outgoings projected. 49.5 million, 91.6 million left in the bank. So, we're going to have plenty to play within that cost cap. I'm live, Anthony. Hey. There's not a livery editor, Vale, I'm afraid. We put the question to them. The answer we got was they're looking at things, and I think it essentially comes down to licensing. It's not going to go down well with FOM and teams if your second season you're letting your bright orange Ferrari drive around the track. So I think it comes down to that one. Hopefully something they could add in the future, because FOM have been pretty good. Sorry, close that. FOM have been pretty good at licensing since Liberty Media came in and took over from Bernie, to be fair. So it's a little bit, and exactly, there'll be mods for this, I'm sure. I don't know if there's going to be official mods, sort of the mods on the Steam Workshop, I'm not sure, but mods will be a thing from somewhere, I'm sure. You can pick sponsors, but you can't switch the sponsors visually on the car, so or you can pick sponsor targets is probably the correct way to put that, rather than sponsors. So there's a few things that I've got a notepad next to me, and I've written loads down that I want to feedback. I've already sent some, and there's some stuff that I think a lot of people are going to want in next year's game, but I'm sure mods will come along at some point. Definitely. Character creation for your own manager. Nope, it's just a name, unfortunately, undefined username at the moment. You don't actually see yourself, so it's not the end of the world. Not the end of the world. And one more before we roll on. Yes, I know Daniel Ricciardo got sacked. Yep, I've covered that one at the start. If you missed it, Daniel Ricciardo not staying at McLaren, mutual agreement that he's going to be leaving. Let's move on slightly. We've got an inbox. What we got in the inbox? So season kickoff parties. So you'll get these through the season as well. Just some scenarios, I guess is the phrase I'm looking for. Good morning, F1W. We've had an idea for a season kickoff party to bring everyone together to celebrate the team. We'll need a budget approval if we want to go ahead with it. What do you think? Yours sincerely, Maria. So we can either approve it for $10,000, which is going to give us better driver morale and better staff morale, or I can be pure evil and deny it and say, get on with your work, basically. So I think $10,000 for a staff party, can we allow that, chap? I think we can allow that to happen. That'd be really harsh if we didn't let that go. I'm not sure how to take that, hippity hoppity. Have you got this early because you're special? I'm very special. Yeah, I've got it early. I've had it for a few days now, put quite a few hours into it. I went down to Frontier as well to do some stuff down there with them, some recording. I think first time I went down was about May time, so I've been involved. So it's just nice to get this a little bit early to show you all, and then you can decide if you've not pre-ordered it already, if you want to pre-order it tomorrow. So we've got to go with it. We're giving them the party. A couple of people in chat agree, and we should. Sponsor obligations. Little too late to negotiate our sponsor obligations for this season. Thanks so much. Sponsorship is a big source of income for all Formula One teams, but that funding is a two-way relationship. When negotiating sponsorship deals at the start of the season, we need to offer certain obligations on our side, like creating merchandise that features our sponsors or hosting sponsor events in our factory throughout the season. They can be inconvenient for the team, but they secure the funding that keep us competitive. You can check the calendar to see when they crop up. We know that we've already shown you that screen as well. So yeah, things like if you go to a sponsor obligation, you want to put your drivers out for a press day, it might affect their morale for the rest of the week. It's that kind of thing. So little things. And there's just some stuff there on there, technical chiefs and all of that business. Have you pre-ordered it? Yes. I thought a few of you might. A lot of people that I've spoken to are quite hyped about this one in comments and things like that. So let's spam forward a little bit further, where we should have, I think we're our first race week. We've got the post-Bahrain test. So this is what you get for testing. Would be nice to have testing in the game next year, I'm not going to lie. So with Bahrain testing behind us, we now know where our car stands versus other teams. I've attached the reports below detailing our car's performance. We should use this information to guide our car part design strategy throughout the season and minimize any performance weakness. So you can see there where we are versus, well, I kind of wish this was a comparison. So here's what the fastest car, this is what we think they've got versus what we've got. But the fact it's red, I'm assuming that's you need to improve all of this. So that's stuff to work on. We're working on the low, medium and high speed in both cornering and dirty air cornering. So we're already doing that with the new front wing that we've designed. So I think we're okay there. Race prep. Bit to do in race prep. Not as much as you think, no. All the circuit info. So we go over to the race tab. We'll go via the email. So you got your circuit info, lap record, all of that kind of stuff. It's not a preview, so I won't go through it with you now. Performance types in a minute. You've got your driver overview, so you need to make sure in here that you've got all your drivers hired, which we have, of course. Daniel Ricciardo and Lando Norris. We're scouting Oscar Piastri because, you know, drama. Why not? We also need to check your car bills, make sure you've got your correct chassis in. So if you've just designed a new one, make sure that's fitted. You can do it from the race screen or the screen prior to the race. Make sure you got all that in. Also make sure engine, ERS, gearbox, they're all fine. Yeah. Just make sure that's all in there. You could probably tell from the way I'm saying it that I've been caught out by that a few times. Do not start your drivers when your gearbox is at 30%. That's all I'm going to say. It's not a wise move. Performance targets. This is where we can really play around with things and make some money. So they want us to reach Q2. Potential reward $73,000 just over. Finish position. That will be a specific one. They'd like us to finish 10th. We'll get 263,000 for that and 303,000 if we go on a qualifying position streak. Now, we can guarantee some things here for sponsors, and if they are happy with that, they will pay us more money. So, for example, if I say we will reach Q3, we could earn $119,000, but if we don't make Q3, we'll lose nearly 30,000. So, it's a good way to try and bring in some extra cash, but just make sure you know. Make sure you know. Have you ever played Motorsport Manager? This game seems so similar to that. If it makes me think some of the same people are involved. I don't think there's anybody involved. It's Frontier for this one. It is. There are bits. I mean, certainly the bar at the bottom is very Motorsport Manager. But I was thinking about this when I first showed the game off on the channel, and people saying that's a bit Motorsport Manager. I was kind of thinking how many ways you could make a motorsport management game without them being similar, because obviously we're all going to be looking at signing drivers, scouting drivers, staff, facilities, upgrading cars. So it's kind of like yeah, I see what you mean. I haven't played much Motorsport Manager, but I see what you mean. They are very similar, but how many ways can you make a management game kind of thing? So should we guarantee him Q3 and try and make a little bit of extra money? I'm not confident on it. Yeah, that's kind of my read. Undefined username, just saying there. It's a good template though. This is a very good. Great way to word it. This is a very good starting point for a first game in a series, a franchise, if you like, for Frontier in the sporting world. Every year we're going to get one of these. I think it's a great start. It's a very, very great start. You should be able to make your own team and be able to add your sponsors deals, says Len. I'll say Len Metallica. I think that's right. If I own the rights to MSM, I would definitely sue because it's pretty much a direct copy. It's not a direct copy. I've not played a lot of Motorsport Manager, but yeah. And again, if you could think of ways to make a management game different, two Motorsport management games different, you know, it's like PES and FIFA. They're different games, but it's ultimately football. You can't claim one's ripping the other one off. It's the same sport. Oh no, I know you didn't think it was a negative, Josh. It's okay. I might ask that actually. It's an interesting one about the crossover. Anyway, Kieran says no, and Undefined Username says no, so we won't do it. Should we do the first weekend with no targets? Make sure we get some money in, and then we'll go from there. We'll go into that first race weekend, and I can show you practice now. I'll show you first practice, then we'll sim the other two, then I'll show you qualifying. The race we have to do in full.
Of Formula One. Bahrain
Crofty.
might have a small land footprint, but it's showing its big spirit right now in the grandstands. Either way, it's time for another fantastic weekend of Grand Prix racing. The
Bahrain, yes, I was having a drink. Bahrain.
Track, and the cars
I'm going to skip this. We know you'll see all this in their live streams as well. So here we are, the main screen. You can do your sponsorship stuff as well again in here, just to double check it. You can't change it once you go into the weekend. Circuit info's there. Weather. Surprise, very, very dry in Bahrain. So we'll continue. So this is your race prep screen. Now, so who wants to see setup? We'll go through some setup stuff. Probably best to wait until we've done a few laps though. So key things: track acclimatization, car part knowledge, and setup confidence. The higher the setup confidence, the more likely you are to get a cracking result on Sunday. I've done simming sessions. I've gone into races with 50% confidence, 100% confidence. Trust me, the more confident they are, the better. Thank you very much to Hippity Hoppity for becoming a member. Thank you very much. You get your cool F1 word Perez inspired helmet there. I don't know if it is Perez inspired, but it just reminds me of Perez's helmet. So yeah. No, Ty Talks tomorrow, Alfie. I've got a cracker. I've got a cracker of a segue. I've recorded it this morning for tomorrow's Tyre Talk, so don't worry. It's there's some acting involved. Let's just put it that way. So car setup. You've got a window to try and fit yourself in, but it's not great at the start. So we'll leave it at that for now. You'll send your driver out, do some laps. He'll come in and say that's crap or that's amazing, and then you will make tweaks based on what that driver feels with their setup. So that's what we will do. Run plan always set to default 15. Bump it up to 18 because sometimes it takes a few extra laps for some drivers to get the feedback in because they've got to hit 5 things. You'll see it in a minute. I'll get you there in just a second. So we don't need to be asking them to push, but you've got your compounds. You can pick your tyres, you go on. Make sure your car parts are fitted. If you want to start with a setup, I'm sure once tomorrow's out of the way, probably towards the weekend, you'll start to see websites showing you the setup options and best setups for circuits that you can play with. But I will say, actually, that I tried some copying and pasting. So I tried to copy, I think it was Vettel's setup over to Stroll, and it doesn't work. So just because it's a great setup for one driver doesn't mean it will work for the other driver. So I like that. I like there's some variables in there, that it's not just a case of copy and paste. So we'll go to practice. You can manage simulate the session or simulate to qualify, and we'll go to practice so I can show you what we need to do. I've got this horrible feeling I've forgotten something, but we can always come back to it. So
Daniel, I didn't hear your radio check. Radio check. Yep, radio is good. Drink's good.
This is not just the team radio. This, for me, is what separates F1 Manager from a lot of management games, and that is that you can watch everything completely as it happens. So let's send out Danny Rick. We'll get a little cutscene the first time you send him out. which is always nice. I do love a cutscene, not gonna lie. Actually looking forward to FIFA, actually, randomly, later this year, just for the cutscenes alone. The gameplay will be terrible. It'll be the same game that's been out for the last 20 years, but or something like that. But yeah, the radio just adds something to it. Adds that immersion, absolutely. So you can watch. Again, you may have seen these streams. You can watch them out on track from the TV view. You can go on board with him, follow him around the track. Rear wing. Driver, whatever that angle is, airbox lower than that. Go on board with the front wing. I will point out, obviously it's a management game, so don't expect these to be the greatest graphics you've ever seen, because obviously the focus is on the management stuff, but it just adds to it. And of course you can speed up time, and you go to a really nice animated map as well, and you can run 2x speed in the normal camera view. So we will spend a lot of time in practice in the map view. We'll send Lando out as well. We'll stick with Daniel for now. You can see here on your UI 0 out of 5. So that is driver feedback on the... You're about to get an ambulance go by, I think. Hopefully don't pick up on the mic. But yeah, you can... driver feedback on the setup. So that will be... It's 0 now. The more laps he does, you want to get it to 5. You'll then get feedback. He'll say it's good. He'll say it's bad. Call him in. Make your setup tweaks. Send him out again. Got to start again then on feedback. Once it gets to 5 out of 5, again he feeds back, and you can make the changes you need to. So it's about track time. So that will climb. It's not necessarily 5 laps. It's how long it takes him on the track to get to that point. So we'll just speed up in the map view. We'll just go check Lando, actually, make sure he's okay out there. I think he'll be fine. Go on board again. See, I quite like this camera angle, but I know the devs really, really like this one. I prefer the other, if I'm being honest. I like this one. Yes, it is on PC, Findlay. It's out on Xbox and PS5 as well. I feel like it's on PS4. I got an email about a patch, and it mentioned PS4, so don't quote me on that 100%. I need to double check. Yeah. Be nice in chat, peeps. Be nice. We're chilling on a... What day is it? Wednesday afternoon. Is there a bird's eye view? So if you speed up time, yes, you can go 2x speed, fly through it, or you can go to 4x speed, and it'll take you to what I actually think, even if they'd not bothered with the actual race view so you could watch the cars, I actually think this is pretty nice on its own, if I'm being honest. It's quite nice, and that'll take you 4, 8, 16. We will spend a lot of time in this screen in practice. We'll watch a bit more of the race. We'll probably do similar in qualifying to this as well, because we want to get through. That's what annoys me. It's crofty. Oh, there's a spin. There's also a passive-aggressive moment, which I hope comes up when somebody will run wide, and Crofty will say, and maybe it's me picking up the tone wrong, he will say something like, oh, did someone run wide there? Like, all right, Crofty, chill out, mate. You couldn't do any better. Anyway, he will drive you mad, bless him, but he drives us mad anyway, doesn't he? We like Crofty. You can't change Crofty, but you can turn him down, which is great. Luca, the crash physics. I'm hoping we won't have any crash physics to show you. If I get a replay, we'll go and have a look at it, though. Crash physics are... they're not... Let's say they're not simulation level. They're good for a management title, but they're not on a level of a simulation. They're very basic. But again, this is about management, isn't it? It's not necessarily about gameplay. I should be able to disable the commentary reactions in practice session. I will... write that down. Thank you very much. I'll add it to my list. I like feedback. I love feeding back to people. You can go into your settings and you can go into audio. You can turn everything down that you need to. You can also, in gameplay, pause for team radio dilemmas. I'm going to put that back on. I turned it off yesterday. And slow game speed for high priority notifications. So you can stop the game pausing if big things come up. We'll do that because we'd like to see some stuff in here, I'm sure. So here we go. Danny Rick. What's he got to say? Something feels off with the car. Radio not coming through. I think because Crofty was talking and I paused it too quickly. So we've got to 5 out of 5. He's not happy with the setup. How many laps has he done? Another great feature. Toggle through the leaderboard on the top, on the left-hand side. You can see how far you are off the leader, what tyres everyone's on and what percentage they are estimated to be at. Sectors. You can see your sector times. You can see your last lap, the laps completed, and the interval to the driver in front. So that's quite nice. I quite like that. It's good because we'll let him do another lap, and then, in fact, no, we'll bring Danny Rick in. So I'll show you how to do that one. We'll go back to leader. So come down to your third tab there. Call car in. It'll give you a warning. Calling the car in early will cancel the current active run once the car into the pit lane. Are you sure it wants to continue? Yes, we do. I don't know why it's gone to 16 again. Danny Rick will then come in the pit lane, which is wicked. Does Bono say get in there, Lewis? I haven't done Mercedes yet. But you know, actually, Luke, I might have to hop onto the game after I finish stream. I might do it right at the end of the stream. Let's try and do it right at the end of the stream. But then we've got to win. We'd have to win, wouldn't we? So that could take another 25 hours of streaming. If anyone's wondering how long we'll be live for, we'll be live for as long as we take to get through some of these things. So probably about 3 hours, I'd imagine, on the gaming thing. So yes, I have, team. I've heard the Ricardo breaking news. I'll let everyone know again. In case you've missed it, he is leaving McLaren. They're parting ways. They've agreed. So I imagine McLaren have...
Daniel pit lane.
There you go. Daniel pit lane.
Copy.
It's like Eurovision. Daniel calling pit lane. Pit lane calling. Yeah, so they're parting ways. I imagine he's got the payoff he wanted or a compromise. So fully expect Piastri to be out soon. I'd like to think they'll wait until the weekend's over. So, right. Reconfiguration. Session pauses when you do this. We need to have a look at his setup. So just hover over it and it'll tell you oversteer's bad, braking stability is bad, cornering is good, traction is good, straights are bad. Each one of these sliders affects pretty much everything. Some do not affect other things. So front wing angle is going to affect all your other bits as well. So you've got to try and get the balance right. I advise trying to get a sort of little tweaks at a time. Sometimes I like to go mad, but little tweaks at a time. As you can see, you can really play around with this to get things right. I think, and we're trying to get it in that blue box, and I think this is going to be tougher than I thought it was going to be. You can revert as well to his highest confidence setup, which is only 44%. So this is something you can really play around with to try and get right. So let's pop a little bit of front wing on, a bit of less rear wing downforce. We want some good pace on that long straight, don't we? Definitely. Braking stability. I don't want to go too far that way with that, so we'll try and slide that back in there. It's quite high on the camber, to be honest, but we'll see how we go. Traction is good, so we don't want to go too far. Let's try that. It's a little bit of trial and error, but you'll get used to it, and you'll note it. Sometimes forgetting which one. Sometimes forgetting which one does what, and you end up ruining it. So we'll go with that. We then need to go and give him some new tyres. So we've done a soft tyre run. We'll do a medium run now, and we'll put him on 20 laps because we want to get as many... Oh, don't cancel it. We want to get as many in as possible. That will fuel him. By the way, you might not be able to hear it. When you get the game, if you're getting it, there is a very satisfying noise when you put more fuel in the car. It's like a little drop noise, and it's so satisfying. I'll sit there for just ages. Yeah, I've put sort of like 30 hours into the game already, and most of it's just me sat there putting more fuel in the car. Also gives you an estimated time to configure. Confirm that one. That will now take time to reconfigure. Lando's... Has he given us his feedback yet? I didn't see Lando give feedback. He's at 5 out of 5, so maybe we'll get a radio message in a moment. If not, we'll call him in, because I'd imagine he's not totally happy with that. Let's fast forward a little bit. See what he does. He's up in 13th at the moment, so we'll let him do his laps. And then he can come in when he's done. So we've got a replay here. Crofty letting us know. So that's Charles Leclerc running wide. Something just to warn you about as well, which I will report back. It's on my bug sheet.
The team are devastated. They'll be questioning just what happened out there.
You get some team reaction, some team noise. Listen carefully. You might hear some creators you recognise in there. I was in a recording room with Aldas, Stuart, Chainbear, Alex Gillen, and I can't remember the other guy. That's terrible. That's really bad of me. We were in a room. We were basically told to just shout. Obviously, it's going across different languages, so you couldn't do it in English, so you just have to make really stupid noise like, "Ooh!" It was great fun. It was so much fun. It was hilarious. I think Lando's probably given us feedback and we've missed it. So, yeah, keep an ear out for both your drivers. Let's get Danny reconfigured first, though. He's the focus of today. We'll send him straight out, get him out on that track, and then we'll see where Lando is in terms of the laps that he's done so far. He's on 15, so a couple more laps. 3 more, actually, specifically, Sean. Yeah, so while we're waiting for this, I will... Is there a difficulty slider or some sort, or is there a nice difficulty level already set? I guess your difficulty slider is the team you pick. So my first attempt at a playthrough, I did 3 races with Ferrari. They are, as of right now, the top team in the game. And I was 1-2 in the first race, won the second race, won the third race, 1-2 in the fourth race, so I did 4 races in the end, and all of them were pole and fastest lap. So that was absolutely dead easy, and you have to do the bare minimum to the car. So I guess your difficulty slider is the team you pick, because Aston Martin was really flipping hard, I'm not going to lie. I think for a first play, a lot of people want to pick it up and do a Road to Glory. I think for a first playthrough, that could get quite frustrating. If I'm going to be honest, Williams is the worst team in the game. Daniel Philpott. I guess at the order, based on my Aston career, it was Ferrari, Red Bull, Mercedes, Alpine, Alfa, Romeo, AlphaTauri, Haas AlphaTauri, something like that. Then it was McLaren were quite low down, and then Aston Martin and Williams. So it's not too far away. McLaren a bit further down than perhaps they should be, but yeah. We'll go to the map. Let's go to the map for you. Get this get Lando in, see what he says. In the F1 game, they have YouTuber faces scanned as random crew members. They do, yeah, they do, Aiden. It's quite weird sometimes, isn't it? It's like, Arif, get off my front wheel. I want it to actually stay on, but thank you. So Norris is in. See what his feedback was. I'm saying bad. Oh, not terrible. Bad on 3, great on 1, good on 2. So we'll go up a little bit more. Straight line speed was always going to be bad because I had set it way too low. Traction, yeah. Braking stability, I'm going to go about there, I think. I want to keep that great. We want to keep that great, because if you can't get optimal, great is the way to go. I don't know how long's left in the session, so we probably have to do 18 laps. We'll have to call him in. But I think, what do you reckon? We'll see. We'll send him straight out once that's reconfigured, and we'll see how we go. You can also, by the way, I forgot to mention, you can ride on board with any driver. If I can find what's out on track, that's even better. So you can ride on board with any driver. Sergio Perez we're on board with. As long as they're on track, you can ride with all of them, and I love that. So you can go and keep an eye on what's going on. Simple as that. It's, yeah, just click on the driver you want on there, but you want to keep an eye on your drivers, which is cool. You're liking the game, then I hope it exceeds my expectations, says Sherlock. I absolutely am loving it. Like I said, I've put so many hours in already, and I just want to keep doing it. I had, like, boo-hoo, I've not been well for a couple of weeks, so when this dropped for me, it was just something that was nice for me to just sit, take my mind off it, just enjoy the game. I've not really got a game I play a lot of at the moment, so it's nice to sit and do some gaming for a change. So I was desperate to go live today at 3 and come and share it with all of you guys, because I've been hyping it up because I've been really excited for it. I'd never claimed to be a gaming expert or anything, but I've been enjoying it. Yeah. Will it be possible to bring the lowest ranked team to the top, or will the divide be too big already to make a difference? So that's a very good question, actually. So who said that? Where are you? I've lost you now. Crick. So in theory, you absolutely should be able to take a Williams to the championship.
Someone's run wide. But
it's not going to be as... It'll be more tricky than it sounds, is the feedback they gave us. There's going to be a lot of work's got to go in. Regulation changes. You've got to vote on those as well. Hopefully we'll get something in this video, in this stream. Vettel running wide. You've got regulation changes coming up. That resets things. You've got to make sure you reset. It's all about how you want it. If you really go in depth, you should be able to take Williams from the back to the front. But also, they've tried to balance it so that you can't just take a team like Williams to the front, and then, because it's infinite careers and infinite seasons, they've done it so that you can't take a team to the front and then you are running away for the rest of eternity. It's going to be tough to maintain it if you do get to the front, and it's going to be tough to get to the front. So it's a difficult game, and that's what's saying about the difficulty. There's not difficulty sliders, but I would say if you were putting it down difficulty, Ferrari would be easy, Williams would be very hard. So you can see official F1 manager live stream showed 2020-30 season. They were in Williams and had 3 consecutive titles with Albon. Yep, absolutely. So, yeah. Is there a limit on the number of seasons, or is it capped at 10 like the F1 game says? Dan, no, it's infinite seasons, as many as you want, which is why we've got the regens, as I keep calling them, which they're not. The fake drivers, they're not real drivers. Let's put it that way, with the fake names. That's why you've got those guys coming through as well. So, yeah, it's infinite seasons. Let's fast forward practice a little bit. I think the game looks really, really nice, and it's as I keep saying, it's their first attempt at it, Frontier, and I think they've done a really great job. There's loads of stuff I'd love to see in next year's game, loads of improvements, but, you know, as a starting point, it's fantastic, and I've really enjoyed it, just to keep pushing that point. It's not a bias thing. If you're new to the channel, maybe you don't know this. If you've been here a while, you know, if I thought it was rubbish, I wouldn't be sat here playing it. I'd tell you it was rubbish. I'm not the kind of person that beats about the bush with that. If I think something's terrible, I will tell you. But I'm really enjoying this and making notes as we go to make sure we've got things. So, can you manage an F3 team, asked Chris? No, you can't. It's F1 only, and it's one of the 10. Team radio's not working. If I turn it off by accident, I'll just reset it to 80 and see if that does anything, because it's reset itself for some reason. I don't know why it's not doing it. Maybe I'm just rushing through it too quickly. I don't know. See how we get on with Danny Rick. He's 5 out of 5 again, but not had the feedback. Which is also worth putting out down on the piece of paper, Sean. Just in case. Do the Williams cars have chassis-mounted display screens? Good question. Let's go have a look. Let's go... For some reason, we're not able to click on the drivers. We seem to have encountered a bit of a bug. There we go. Sort that out by going there. I will mention that one, don't worry. Williams. Albon. They do not know they're on a steering wheel. I've noticed some of the car models aren't 2022 car models, so I need to mention that, and whether that's going to get brought up in a patch in the future. Can you see that's not the Williams? I don't know. So. No, they don't, is the answer to that question. They don't have the mounted things. I assume Danny Rick is feeling pretty good. We'll leave him out to complete his laps because it's coming to the end of the session now. May as well get the laps in, and then we'll see where we are before FP2. I'll probably simulate the next 2 practice sessions just because you've seen all of this one. Mark says it's a shame it isn't PvP. Sorry, the only online game I play is Fallout, so I'm thinking PvP. I'm like, what, you want to go around attacking each other? I totally know what you mean. So you could, yeah, take on... There you go, it's working now.
I just want to give a very quick bit of feedback, and then we'll jump in.
I'm happy.
Copy that.
Lando's happy, and that's all that matters. So what's Danny Rick saying about his setup? So still bad on braking stability. And this is where, I'll be honest, this is where it gets frustrating, because you've got 3 things on great, and if you want to try and get your braking stability to good, you've got to really faff around, because you want to keep that at great. You don't want to go away from great. So it's a bit of a balancing act, and I guess that's kind of F1 to a T, isn't it? Really, it's a balancing act. So I've done that because although you can't go out again in this session, so it'll take too long to reconfigure. It saves me doing it on the other screen as well. Let's go see what Lando's doing out there. Actually, he's happy with his setup, so that's good. Great, in fact. Got a great setup at the second attempt. I'm not sure, Toxic. I'll have a look when we've come out of here. So another replay, George Russell, look, running wide. I was going to mention about, and I'm hoping to get an example of a lockup. There's a... I don't know if it's because you're not losing enough time. I think that was Aldas.
Will they be able to recover?
No, sorry. It's, yeah, when they lock up, sometimes they stop in the runoff areas. So I don't know if that's a bug, if that's intentional. It is on my list. It's going back to them end of the week. So I will ask that question. Does Team Radio pick up static in Monaco and Singapore? Are radio faults simulated? I've not noticed it, Luca, but that's a good point.
Session has now finished.
That could be an interesting feature. Yeah, that's what I mean, Loudest Howard. Crofty will drive you mad. He's so over the top with his shouting. No, someone's off. And then you look and it's like they've just gone over the curb. So that is the end of the session. I'm hoping... Yeah, we're okay. I think that's been patched. That's okay. So you see, you've got your order here. We'll go through data views and that later. 10th and 15th, 1.4 off the pace. Not bad, not great. Probably some work to do. No grid penalties. But yeah, Carlos Sainz fastest. 33.9 in FP1. 85% setup confidence. That's a great start, Lando. Well done, lad. We will simulate the next sessions, though. Just because I want to get you into qualifying and show you a race and all of that business as well. Because it takes quite a while to do a race weekend. It takes quite a while to do a race weekend, I've noticed, but that's kind of part of it, isn't it?
Here
so
we are, back for more
I will say, if people want me to, I'll leave him on for now, so you hear him in the first race. But after this first race weekend, if you want me to, I'll turn Crofty down because he can be a bit much.
as they try to give
He's
themselves
turned down
the
on
best
my
chance
save and
possible
play.
going into tomorrow's race. But focus right now
no.
needs to be on the task at hand.
I haven't checked the other languages for commentary. There isn't anybody but Crofty for English.
Say, so let's get into it.
So, yeah. I'd have liked Alex Jakes. I love Alex Jakes. I think he'd have been great. So, Charles Leclerc, fastest in FP3 from Carlos Sainz. You can kind of get an idea of the pecking order here. Alpha really strong. So I think this is based on early season because McLaren are quite low. But, yeah, so 86 and 90. So, they're both happy with confidence. So, you can simulate it, like I say. Yeah. Just... I like to put the time in because... Again, that's F1. You've got to put the time in, but also the higher the set of confidence, the better weekend you're going to have in theory. So you're going to get to see my strategy in the race shortly, and I'm telling you, it's not good. Start them on the hards, run them long, and see what happens. So qualifying, we'll do one flying lap. It's all in here, so what you'd expect, you're picking your compound. Tyres, it'll tell you how long they'll last for. We don't need to worry about it at the moment. That'll be for the race, but we'll put him on the softs. Car parts, all good. 94, 96, and 92 on the engine, RS, and gearbox. Happy with the car setup. Optimal, nice. And we'll do the one flying lap with Danny Rick, and we'll do all the same with Lando Norris. So into qualifying, you can manage it again. Manage, simulate to the race. You cannot simulate the race. I have mentioned it to them that I think that could be a feature, simulating the race, because I think that for people who work, when school comes back around, maybe you're not going to have the time to sit and do full races, but it's just something I suggested maybe could be put in. But to be honest, you can do time 16 through the whole race, and it goes fairly quickly, so I don't think it's too much of an issue. But I think for me, it would have been nice to be able to sort of simulate full seasons like you can on some games, and then see where things are in the future. A Murray Walker DLC, Kieran, I would love that one. How long have you been playing, and what did I miss? We've been playing for, that is an absolutely epic question.
Should be green now.
We've been playing for just over an hour, and a lot of it, shock horror, has been waffles. So thank you to everyone for tuning in, by the way. I wasn't expecting many, so it's nice to see 350 odd of you here. So please do drop a like, always appreciated. We're going to send them out. Oh, traffic, oh my god, traffic, be careful. They're not great at getting out of the way. But that's kind of F1 things, isn't it? Let's give a bit of a gap between the drivers, and then we'll send Lando out as well. Get a nice early lap on the board. Just show some onboards for those who are just tuning in. Quite erratic on board, but again, it's not a simulator. It's a management game. So, and it's a first. I think it's brilliant. I really, really do. If it's difficult, do some voice stitching. I know it's difficult to do some voice stitching. Voice stitching, Kieran. I'm really intrigued. Yeah. So you can do automatic mode in qualifying. Essentially, from what I've watched, automatic mode is they'll be on conserve now, which we'll go through in a moment, and then they'll push everything flat out for the lap and then go back into conserve. So I leave it on automatic. You can, if you really want to micromanage, you can if you want, but they're pretty good at getting their tyres up to temperature and all of that business, so there's no need to be messing about that with qualifying. In the race, you've got to manage it because of fuel, unless like me you like to put extra fuel in, because yeah. I've not seen anything on lap times being deleted, Aiden. It's not happened in either of my saves so far, so I'll say no, but that doesn't mean that it isn't. So if you get it tomorrow and then lap times get deleted, then don't tell me off because I said no. I could have done 2 out laps. I'll tell you what, we'll do that in well, less time in Q2, isn't there? Maybe not. We'll remember that if we get to a second race. I'm hoping we can. Preview, by the way, while watching Danny Rick go around. You know, he's the star of the show today. He's about to do his lap. Preview out tomorrow, as usual, by the way, 4 p.m. BST. I've recorded it, so you're going to get a little thing on screen that says recorded before Daniel Ricciardo leaving McLaren news. But I will pop links in the description to that one, because people are always surprised when I say how long it takes me to make a preview, because they're all very structured. But a lot of research goes into them a lot of time, so I'm not going to start re-recording things when I've got to get it out tomorrow by 4. I've still got to edit it, so I might squeeze something in. We'll see. But Danny Rick then into turn 1. You'll see what I mean sort of by the slightly erratic driving. Again, I'm not convinced car models are final. I need to have a word about that one, just mention it. But Yeah, I think I've just really enjoyed it. I've not spotted that, to be honest. I have on some. It's obvious. I know the Ferrari looks to be the actual model. Our sprint weekends always on the same tracks. Now, here's the thing on sprint weekends. There aren't any from the playthrough I did. I have asked the question whether that's intentional, whether they're not supposed to be there, whether they're going to be added, because I was quite surprised not to see them with it being an officially licensed game. I think there's going to be a lot of things. My gut feeling is that there's going to be a lot of things in this that we'd like. That's what I mean by traffic, you son of a... it would be an Alpine as well, wouldn't it? Typical. Yeah, I think there'll be a few things in here that we'd like that aren't going to be here because it is that first one. But we'll just improve over time. But yeah, I've not seen sprints already. That's good. Yeah, I'm not fussed about sprints, but it would have been a nice little dynamic one. Yeah, I was saying Aquantic that I've actually got a really bad but also truly brilliant segue tomorrow for the title, which requires a tiny bit of acting. So over the line. We are 1.5 seconds off Carlos Sainz. Lando should be coming around very, very soon. And as you can see, if I go into take manual control, he's in conserve now because he's just gone over the line. But they're basically managing that. I'll show you that one in a bit. So they'll come in now at the end of this lap. So we'll fast forward just a little bit, see where they get in. And then we can have a think about what... I mean, we're going to have to send them out again, but whether or not we want to send them out straight away or wait until quite... I think you wait till quite late on, so... I don't think we're going to do 2 warm-up laps. Unless you want me to do 2 warm-up laps. I can do. Yeah, you know what? We'll do 2. We'll do 2. Oh, no. I'll tell you what. 1 flying lap. Include cooldown laps. Yeah, let's put an extra lap in for Danny Rick. Just so we can try it. I've not done it, to be honest, so may as well give it a go. They confirmed on the Discord that Sprint Race won't be thinking. Okay, Flo, thank you so much for letting me know that one. I'd missed that. I'm not on the Discord. I need to join the Discord. I've got Discord. Why am I in the Discord? How many times can you say Discord in a sentence? Thank you, Flo. I appreciate that one. So, yeah, no Sprint Races then in the game. So, I'm not sure if we'll get some feedback as to why. Let's send Danny Rick out for his two laps. Bit early probably there, but never mind. He's got a clear track for a little bit. We'll put him into take manual control. So, you want to do 2 out laps, I think somebody said. So, we'll do 2 out laps. We'll keep him in conserve as he goes round. He will be quick because we're that's going to be, yeah, we'll not go on board at that speed. That's going to reduce some stuff. He'll come round, do an out lap, and then we'll keep him in conserve, look after those, get the tyres up nice in temperature, or up to temperature nicely, and then we'll take him to smash it. I think that's Perez go to do his lap. How regular are red flags over the season? In practice, fairly regular. But not always. If there's a crash, you don't always get a red flag in practice. You get a few VSCs as well, but practice you get red flags. In the races, I've not had one yet, but when I went to Frontier to get hands on with the game for the first time, I got a red flag in my first race because I ran Esteban Ocon too long on his tyres. He ended up in the wall at the castle section in Baku. So you can red flags are there, and I like that. How to play, it says Mini Gamers. That's game is out tomorrow for pre-order early access. So if you want to pre-order the game, if you haven't already, then that'll be out tomorrow, 3 p.m. BST. And then we are... Give Norris a minute. And then the game proper, so full launch is on the 30th, which is Tuesday next week. So this is the full game, but it's early access for me. Yeah, I'm doing 2 out laps. Don't worry, I've not forgotten. We'll turn him up now. So we'll go attack and push.
You need to push. Okay.
Really pleased as well that we're not just getting copy every time. You get a lot of copy. But I'm glad that they've got a bit more. We need to send our man out shortly, don't we? Lando Norris, our other man out shortly. Let Danny Rick get his second flyer in. See how we're going. I'm hoping for pole. I don't think pole's coming, but I'm hoping for pole. Hope rather than expectation. I'm watching the mini-map, if you're wondering why I'm kind of looking. Is he not in... Oh. Buggery bollocks. So yeah, I did put me in overtake. Sorry. Thank you. That's why I leave it in automatic mode. We'll send Lando out. and we'll do it next time. Apologies. So Danny Rick is going to have a shocker of qualifying. He might be able to do a cool-down lap and go again, but tyres won't be great, so that's on me. You can all tell me off later. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Danny Rick. He's pitted, so he's not... Interesting. So that's not going to count, so I'm going to have to try. I'm not going to get him out. So Danny Rick is going to be starting wherever he ends up. So that's not... I've done something wrong. That's me. Yeah. I made a mistake. We'll sort it out for the next one. Sorry, Danny Rick. I don't think... we might be able to. I'm going to try. I am going to try and get Danny Rick out for one more run. It's a big ask. Go on. It's a waste of tyres, but go again. Go on, quickly. We'll go to Lando. See what he's doing. Now, he's in automatic mode, so I know that he's going to have his ERS and everything turned up. So, yeah, I messed that one up. Apologies, chat. Apologies. Hey, Sean, why no face cam plus? It's race week. Thank you very much, Chevron McBean, for the super chat. Appreciate that. As always, face cam, very simple. I had a, what they called, Logitech C920 that I used to use on Twitch. Got broken when we moved earlier this year, and I haven't bought a new one. So if these become a regular thing, either on here or over on Twitch, then I'll get one sorted and we'll do face cam. But just for this one, I wanted to show off the game. Plus, I'm not quite sure I'd stick my face, to be honest. Maybe under the mini map over here might be an option. But yeah, Lando's going to go do his lap. Hopefully. Get some. I'm hoping Danny Rick's going to get around. He should do. Stop your bloody weaving. He's not going to get to the line, is he? He's too slow. He's not got to the line. I've ruined his day.
So, Daniel, the session has now finished.
Oh, Danny. Let's just hope Stroll, Vettel, Latifi. I think Tsunoda's the threat there and Alonso, aren't they? Lando's out there somewhere. I don't know if he's finished his lap. Probably still on it. Yeah, that's a shame. I mean, he might get through to Q2. We might be all right, and we might have got away with that one. Thanks, Flo. I'll go check that one out. I'll join it after the stream, and I'll have a look. Appreciate that one. I was just surprised. I'd not read anything on why they weren't there, and then I was like, oh yeah, probably ought to bring that one up. P10 in Q1, not bad. And I think Danny Rick, yeah, I think Danny Rick is okay. No, he's not. Who was that? Oh, Tsunoda. How dare you? Ricardo out in Q1, semi-realistic then. It's just been one of those seasons for him, bless him. Yeah, not happy with that one. The steering wheel looks the same as William Carter. Yeah, everyone have the same? I think they do. I just went to 2 Ferraris and asked the same question. But yes, we've lost Danny Rick. That's on me. That is 100% on me. I will not punish him for that. We'll not sack him. Not sack him because Sean got it wrong. So we've got a car through, so that's good. If that was Stoff, he wouldn't be out in queue. Exactly, Phil Pot. Absolutely. We've got the bots are here, which is always lovely to see. Thanks, guys. Hiding them immediately. We'll go straight into Q2. Well, do you want me to simulate the race, or do you want me to do Q2 and Q3 if we get there? I'm happy to do either. Yeah. All at your disposal. Whichever way you want me to go. Can't believe I messed that up. I'm not going to lie, in the race, I tend to do a lot of leaving ERS in neutral because I forget to turn it up and I forget to turn it down. Pete wants me to do both. I'll do qualifying and I'll do the race. I just wonder if you want me to sim to the race or not. At the moment, it looks like qualifying is winning the chat question. So we'll go into quali 2 then. We'll go to Q2. If we get through to Q3, we might do Q3, so we'll see. I did reconfigure that, didn't I? So yeah, we've got some nice, yeah. Fast forward time just a little bit, get some cars on track.
Is it just a radio check? Yeah, I'm ready to check, all good. Okay, so that's a green light.
I love that. The team radio just adds so much immersion. It's so crazy. I've not tried new engineer, new driver yet. We could have a look, actually, if we go back to the Aston career before we wrap the stream up, have a look at whether Gasly he should do in a new team. I don't see why that wouldn't be the case, but just a thought. We'll stay in a little bit. Let Hamilton, Perez, and Zhou do something. Now this is where I'm pants, trying to find space for Lando. I'm gonna let Verstappen go, and then we'll send. Oh, Fernando's gone out as well, so we'll follow those guys out. Yeah, as you saw with the onboard with Danny Rick when he did his lap, the traffic's not great at getting out of the way. Lucas is going to be here until FP1 waiting for you to win as Lewis. Yeah. Hey. I wonder if they have voice actors for the fake drivers or if it will just be text. Good question, Pete. I don't know about the new drivers. What I can say is Théo Pourchaire does not have his voice in the game. Not heard anything from him. Thigh High, I can have a look at engine development after we finish the race if you like. Have a look in there. I've not looked too much into that one. So, yeah. I'm going to let you see some of the visuals like this. And then I will fast forward as we go in between our laps, and I'll leave it at 2x speed because it's a good way to get through here. Does manual mode mean you control the car on track? No. Username. That you take manual control of his ERS, which I forget about. Fuel, tires, how hard do you want to push, and things like that. If you leave it in automatic, if you're an idiot like me who forgets things, put it in automatic, it instantly puts everything to max for the flying lap and then to the lowest for its out lap and in lap. So that's the way to do that one. Would be quite cool, wouldn't it? Take control. Take control. You don't need to see me driving F1 cars on games. I am so bad. There's a reason I've been waiting for a management title fully licensed. A fully licensed one. I've said it a million times, I think, to people, but I've been playing Grand Prix Manager 2 with mods for years. For absolute years. Never really got into Motorsport Manager and just kept playing that. I don't know why. I love the game. I think it's great. Lando's coming to the line then. Let's see what he does. Let's try that angle for a change. Ooh, P8. Nice. Well done. P8 for Lando. We might get through on that, you know, if we can. It's close. Get him in. Fit some new tyres. I mean, you beat me on the F1 game, Phil Pot, because you were cheating, mate. You kept putting me in the wall. You know, online F1 things. In he comes. See if he gives the call. He hasn't. That's a shame. That's a shame. And we need to reconfigure quickly. Have we not got a fresh set of softs? Did I use one too many? Oh, not for his Q3 yet, are we? We're going to have to use it. I think we're going to have to... We're going to send him out. We're going to have to hope that this automatic updates, by the way, your fuel and things. So we're going to have to hope that Sonoda doesn't ruin my day again, or George Russell doesn't. Otherwise, we might be in trouble here. We'll wait. What time did I send Danny Rick out at? It was too late, wasn't it? Just. So we'll wait and see what everyone else does. Let's say go out. We'll play it safe. We'll get out there. We'll follow Max and Checo out. We'll play it safe. I think that's the way to do it. Actually, we're behind a Ferrari there, so yeah, 2 minutes was too late, wasn't it? It was too slow. Dark Storm. That was silly. That was silly from Sean. I mean, I'm happy to take manual control if you want me to give it a go, but you need to tell me quickly. ERS, and I'll show you. But if I go into manual control now, he's in the least of everything. So what I'll do is when he comes down here, I will pause it, all right? And then we'll put him into maximum everything. Maximum everything. Make sure he does this. It'll be a laugh, I swear. I'm nervous now. I'm going to miss something. Short fuel. Who's he coming up behind? Might get a nice little... No, he's done his lap. So pause it. I'll tell you now before we go to the race. Your options are attack, which is push your tyres to the maximum, aggressive, pushing hard, standard. It's a nice balanced one to use. Doesn't degrade too much, doesn't degrade too little. Light, says exactly that. Slower pace, conserve, look after your tyres. Put him in attack for qualifying. In here, push, balanced, conserve. Kind of does exactly what it says on the tin. And then your ERS you want in overtake or deploy. I can't remember which is the best one. It's deploy, isn't it? My brain has just absolutely farted. Deploy or overtake, chap. Do deploy, yeah. I'm having an absolute brain melt because I am a melt. But you know, let's see how Lando does in his lap. So deploy. Yeah. Obviously, overtake will be for overtaking, wouldn't it? So I think I don't know if I've just hidden somebody by mistake. If I've hidden you by mistake, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get rid of the bots and game. So apologies if I have. I don't think I have. I think I just didn't do it in time. If I have, then let me know on Twitter or in chat. It'll still come as a message, so I can say sorry. Let's wait and see what he did in his lap here. We'll leave it at times 2 speeds. We can get into the race shortly. Looks like we might be in Q3 here. Checkered flag is out. Feel like I'm doing a watch along.
Has now finished.
Don't bother him on his flying lap. See what he does over the line. That's the wrong button, Sean. There you go. Camera. Final corner. Oh, this is close with Ocon. 2,000ths in it in a moment at the moment. And it stays the same. We improved a tiny bit. I think we're in trouble here. I think we're in trouble. Ocon's a threat. Hamilton's a threat. Russell's a threat. I think we're in a spot of bother here. Where are the sector times? Yeah, Norris didn't have a good lap at all. Oh, well. Oh, I'm definitely new Ferrari. I'm worse than Ferrari strategist, I promise you that one. So Lando's out of Q1. Q2, sorry. Better than his teammate. That's all that matters. Nervous laughter. I've got it completely wrong. Cocked it up big time. Yeah, F's in chat. F's in chat. I said it. See?
Race day
Gaming streaming now, you see.
McLaren did a decent job during qualifying. This is a solid grid position, and it certainly has the potential to lead to good race results.
Kroon Chandok,
Ferrari performed
as you can
brilliantly
hear
during qualifying and will be very pleased.
Yeah, thank you, Kieran. I don't know what
but the challenge for them
that's
will
been
be
dumb.
to keep the momentum going during the race. We're under clear skies here tonight, certainly to the team's relief.
I'm letting you listen.
Now they can focus their strategy
I'm not
on
ignoring
pushing
you.
their cars as much as they can.
And there's going to be a lot for the teams to handle. So will the drivers and their cars be able to cope with the pressure? Let's find out right here at the Bahrain Grand Prix.
Thank you, Anthony, for the super chat. Anthony V says, love all your work, Sean. Excited to try it out too. Thank you so much. That's very kind of you. Preview coming tomorrow, so you can listen to my title segue. That's what you're all tuning in for, apparently. No, I don't know why I bother with the rest of the stats. I might as well just do a 1-minute video with a title segue in it, and you'd love it. Thank you very much. Appreciate that one. Don't forget to drop a like, by the way, as well. Always appreciate it. We're just, as I said, I don't know if this will be a series or anything like that. We're just having a little look through, see how we get on with this, show it off to you a little bit. So those of you who maybe are undecided yet, if you want to get it, maybe this will help you decide, or maybe you'll look at it and go, do you know, if Sean's that bad at this, I need to show him how to really do it. I need to show him how to do this properly. So yeah, so we'll see how we go. I'll put the caveat in, this isn't a gaming channel, so yeah, it will depend on what you guys say and how things go. But we can always head on over to Twitch, or I'll set up another channel and we can stream over there if we want to hang out of an evening. We'll see how we go. But yes, here we go. On to the race then. This is where it can go very wrong for Sean. As you've seen, I'm really quick and clever at everything I do, so I don't know why I'm concerned. But I'm glad it's not raining. One of my Aston Martin playthroughs, I think I stopped Lance like 7 times, and I'm not even exaggerating because I kept putting him on the wrong tyre. Yeah, I'm not good at this. So let's go into our race starting screen. Now, I'm going to start them both on the mediums because it's Bahrain, and I don't know why you'd start on the softs, because a medium to hard with some tyre management should be possible. That's going to come back to bite me quite hard. That is going to come back to bite me quite hard. Fuel-wise, I can't put any more in anyway, but I do sometimes like to put a little bit extra in because it's usually just a little bit too low. But yeah, I think start mediums. Go into it looking at medium to hard. We can set a strategy, by the way. I'll show you how to do that. It's quite self-explanatory. But click on a strategy. then go to edit. We'll remove this stop, and we'll go in with the aim of medium to hard. Actually, wait a second. Need to go back to the tyre screen. So, medium should last 33 laps. Hard's 39. So, if we go in here, edit this one, remove the final stop, put him on mediums, try and stretch it to... We'll go 30. I reckon we could probably come in a little bit earlier than that. We'll go 30. Make sure that... yeah, shouldn't Daniel go long on the boards, on the hards to make up some positions? When we can go hard to medium if you prefer. So 39, didn't I? So we could go. You could probably stretch it to the softs, but softs in Bahrain are going to melt, aren't they? What you can do as well, which is what I tend to do, is you can go into the race without a strategy, just start them on tyres and then just see how the race unfolds, which we could do with Lando, just to give a bit of variety in there, and we'll set one for Danny Rick. I think hard to medium Danny Rick, and then aim for medium to hard with Lando. Yeah. So 39 laps we should be able to do on the hards, but we don't need to run 39 laps. So I'll put him on there for 35 for now. We can tweak that as we go, and we can not bring him in. And we'll start Lando on the mediums with the aim of coming in for the hards, but we'll not... Soft, medium, soft. It says undefined username. Ooh. Yeah, we could pit earlier. We could go for an undercut if we get caught in traffic. Soft, medium, soft. Oh, you've got... I'm just wondering if that's an idea now. Don't do this to me. Don't give me crazy ideas, because you know I won't be able to execute it. I'll be terrible. Good question on the softs. We've got one set of fresh. So the only way that works is medium, soft, medium, or medium, medium, soft, or soft, hard, hard, soft. We could try that. Yeah, it's... I mean, I've got tyres at 89%. I'd rather have fresh available, so I think it'll be medium, hard, or hard, soft, or soft, hard. Got two fresh sets of mediums, though, so we can play with those. Absolutely, Dan, only one way to find out. As he sticks it in the wall because his tyres are at 2%. Soft, medium, medium. Medium, medium, soft. Tell you what, then. I can have a drink, then. Lando Strat. That's start, Sean. Learn to spell. So what do we say? So soft, medium, medium. Medium, soft, medium. I did a poll. Medium, medium, soft. Or, my favourite option, medium, start, and wing it. If there's any spelling mistakes in there, I'm sorry. So get your votes in super quickly. I'll give you a minute, and then we'll see where we go. Yeah, it was the soft, medium, soft intrigued me then. See, I wing it. I just stick him on the mediums and wing it. It's what I tend to do for drivers. And as you can imagine, that goes really well. I mean, I could use all the tyres. Yeah, medium, medium, hard, soft. It's a bit much. Pretty much guarantees last. If you guys stick this at a tie, I'll be so cross. I tell you what, a tie, and we're winging it. There you go. Good question. Strategy predictions in terms of pace. Estimated race time, 1:30. They're all really about the same. But if we can go with, let's try soft, medium, soft. Which we've kind of already done in there, haven't we? So that's an hour and 30. Medium, soft, medium is an hour and 42. So it's not medium, soft, medium. Although probably if I actually extended that a bit more, it might actually work a bit better, Sean. You absolute donut. And a shorter middle stint might work. That brings it down a bit. Yes, about the same. And then what was the other option we went with? Medium, medium, soft. So medium. Let's put that on medium, won't I? Medium, medium, Wets. Medium, medium, wets. Why not? Let's see what happens. And then try and split it like that. Medium, medium, soft is marginally quicker than option B, but the fastest one there is soft, medium, soft. Let's close the poll. 34. Let's wing it. We're winging it. After all that, the poll says we're winging it. I love you lot. All that effort, all that time. I've already got the strategy in, unfortunately, because I've gone and need to click on that one. And then we'll put him on the mediums. We're winging it. But hey, look, we know what's quick. We know what's not quick. Let's see how we go. Safety cars could play a part. Are we ready to go to the race? Are we happy? I will just put the driver options on. I won't do ERS at this stage. Don't need to. Could deploy it at the start for some extra. Yeah, go on then. We'll deploy it just at the start. Not defend. No good defending, sure. Wait, I'm waiting. Try medium, soft, soft on Danny Rick. Or do we go hard, medium? Bearing in mind he's only 3 places down. Has he got enough softs? He should have. Oh, I did use a couple of softs, didn't I? In his that's a good point. I got 2 fresh softs for Danny Rick. I like that. I do like that. We're on plan Z. Plan Z. Already. Not even started a race yet. We're lost. I need to check the tyre life. Sorry. I'm flicking around all over the place. I'm not used to streaming stuff. 33 on the mediums. 24 on the soft. SMS. Oh, as in, oh my God. I thought you were on about sending me a message. Sorry. Let's try 20. I'll put in 24 because no, 20. Mediums then will run long and then bring him in really late for a nice fresh set of softs. 20, 30, 20. 30 seems early. Oh, 30 laps. I think around there. We can update it on the fly. We can update it on the fly, so that's okay. We don't have to stick to these. How many? Sorry, I have to test this. I'm sorry. So you can add. So you could properly Ferrari it and be like plan Y, if you really, really want to. Right. Are we ready? Are we ready, chap? I'll have a swig of water while you decide if we're ready. I'll tell you what, I do need to get a fan for this room. It is absolutely boiling in here because I've got the PC at my feet, basically, chugging out hot air. Can you do a Renault Singapore 2008? We could try it. Pete's enjoying it. Favourite part of the stream so far? Doing strategy. I think we're ready to go. I think we're ready. I will be quiet for a minute while they do the race introduction, and I'll turn up Crofty and Co. a little bit. Sorry in advance. I'll try not to be too loud with it. So I'll go quiet for a second and let you enjoy the race build-up.
We have clear weather tonight as we look at the drivers in their grid positions. And there is Lando Norris. They're in the back half of the pack, so they'll need to work hard if they want a podium finish. And behind them, it's Ricciardo. They'll be starting the race from the bottom half of the grid, so there's a fair bit of ground to make up. Will their hard work pay off today? Here we go with the Bahrain Grand Prix. And it's lights out.
Here we go. We are away in Bahrain. I love all that build-up. It's a bit much for Crofty. We need to be keeping an eye on our driver. So Ricciardo's had he's right on Mick Schumacher here. We might get him into turn 1. Let's hop on board and see how Danny Rick's doing. And why the fact? Gotta be. F1 music is licensed, Chazmeister, so I've silenced it because they just strike me to within an inch of my life. Remind me, by the way, ERS is on in about a lap, end of the lap, and I'll turn it back down again. So not a great start for Danny Rick. Still 16th on those softs. Yeah, I'm quite surprised at that. I thought he might have made up some ground early on. Lando, right behind Esteban Ocon, though. Hell yeah. Planned text message. Yeah. Maybe that's what they do on the pit where they just text each other. They've got a WhatsApp group. What do we do? Yeah, you know, can we just have a Ferrari? We've paused because something's going on. Let me get off board. We don't know what that was. Crash with several cars involved. We've got a virtual safety car, so we'll turn everything down. Everything down. I'm going to put it on harvest just to get that back quickly. I don't know what happened there. Multiple, we're going to find out. Let's have a look. So, what on earth is that about? Well, there's your damage model. Not great. We've paused for a VSC, but we'll keep going. I don't think we want to be pitting at the end of lap 1. Yeah, damage to the Alpines, maybe. So, yeah, penalties for Zhou and Alonso.
Just be careful with this tyre.
Confirm.
Okay, keep looking after the tyre.
Okay.
So,
Understood.
every time you put a command in on these, you will get a radio message. So, do you want me to turn Crofty down? I'm happy to switch him off completely so we can hear the game audio, the cars, the team radio as well without him going, oh, has someone run wide? No more Crofty. So we're under VSC, so we don't want to be pitting under VSC. Ocon's pitted though. A few people say, yeah, let's turn Crofty down. I'll turn him down a little bit, so I'm just going in my ear in case I miss anything, but 20% look. And I'll turn team radio volume up to 85. Might be a bit loud, but you know. Yeah. Yeah, if you do want to stream the game, by the way, if you've got your own channels or Twitch or whatever and you want to stream, there is a button to click in the menu that allows you to turn off licensed music so you don't get a copyright strike. So, hi Euro86. Thank you for coming along. What time is it? Oh, it's 20 to 5. Blooming heck. It's a safety car. Virtual safety car is ending soon. So as soon as that we're fully charged and the arrested, we can go to neutral now on those. For now, because I will forget. And we can now push like crazy because I didn't pause, which I should have done.
Safety car ending. Recharge off. Recharge off.
And we're away again. We're away. It's you know.
Let's try and push up.
Understood.
It's just Crofty's a bit much with the things he's shouting more than anything.
100% pace, 100% pace.
We want to be pushing this, don't we, as much as we can. Where's Danny Rick? He's behind a Haas at the moment. So we can speed it up to 2 times speed. If anyone's just tuning in, so you can keep watching the race, you can go to times 4, 8, and 16 to go to the map view, just to pass a little bit of time if you need to. Otherwise, you can, if you want, just sit and watch a full 90 minutes of racing. If you want to, which is quite cool. I quite like that, but it takes up a lot of time. Obviously 90 minutes for a race, and then you've got everything else going on, so it's quite a lot. I mean, what if you didn't fast forward time, you'd be what, 3, 4, 5.5, 6 hours? Yeah. I think the performance is from the start of the season. So McLaren are quite low down because of that. But we're right behind Alpine. I mean, I say right behind. We're 3.3 seconds behind. Ricciardo overtaking Mick Schumacher there. Down, yeah, nice. I tell you what, they terrify me because it is quite erratic. I thought you could turn in them there. You don't have to click on every replay, obviously. Definitely don't. Sean, do you think Ricciardo should go back to Renault stroke Alpine? I mean, I think that's the most likely. I've seen stuff about Haas. Apparently, Gunther Steiner quite fancies taking him on. I don't actually think that that'd be a bad move for Danny Rick. Haas, but I think Alpine is the most likely, and I'd be very surprised if he doesn't go there. They're in good shape, Alpine. That's for sure. We'll push for another lap on these. I don't want to go mad at. Don't want to go mad on the tyres because you can see everyone else. Ooh, most people starting on softs actually. Apart from those who have to pit for damage. I don't want to totally take everything out of the tyres. I want options. Options. You think Mick going to Alpine went then if Daniel is going to Haas? I don't know what's happening at Haas, to be honest, or with Mick Schumacher, because Antonio Giovinazzi now is linked to that seat because he's got a FP1 session in Monza in the US. I don't know what's going on there. I really don't. Very weird. I give them another season. Yeah. Yeah, there are full safety cars in the game, Chris. Virtual safety car, full safety car, red flags as well. So, or Chris. Let's give you your full name. I can't do that, I'm afraid. Five red lights. I've not got that kind of power. Otherwise, believe me, I would. What do you reckon? You guys are helping make the decisions here. Should we get Lando just to chill out a little bit on the tyres? He's got 2 seconds to Tsunoda. Save some fuel, definitely. Just make sure we're all right on there.
And save fuel from now, please. Save fuel from now.
Try and take this as long as we can because he's on 89%. Others are struggling on theirs. I think we just need to bring him down a little bit. Look after those things. Just standard. Nothing crazy. Let Danny Rick push a little bit more on the softs. We can also issue team orders if we need to. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm watching the fuel, Daniel. Don't worry. It's quite easy to manage, actually. It looks quite daunting when you're 4 laps down, but safety cars are easy to manage. It's quite... fluctuates quite a lot, so it's good. It's quite good to manage. So, well, what's the intervals? I want to keep the intervals up so we know we are, really. There we go. We're only a 10th behind Tsunoda, so we could... Is he going for a move here, Danny Rick? He's having a look. Oh, I wouldn't do it in the final corner. He's having a go. Makes that stick. We're up to P12. We might need team orders here. Let's speed her up a little bit. Is he going to hold on to that? I think he's going to keep Tsunoda behind. So hopefully he will be able to build a gap now. I don't want Tsunoda to come back. We might need team orders, different strategies and all that. We'll see. 2.1 behind at the moment. I am going to let Danny Rick push for this lap. To try and, I don't think he's going to break DRS, but to try and just pull away from Tsunoda. But I don't really want to bring Norris. Bring him into play with Norris. Well, he's coming back again, isn't he? Yeah. What's some of the biggest strategy mistakes you've done? Like I say, the 7 stopper for Lance Stroll. Because I was reading things wrong on the wet track and put him on the inters when it was wet and then put him on the wets when it was inters and then put him on the dries when it was inters. So, yeah, it was great. It was really, really great. Let's bring this down a little bit for now. Not go mad. Just bring it down a little bit because... If you look at this, I like this as well. You can look where others are. I mean, the drivers around us are way better on their soft tyres at the moment, so we want to keep some of these. DRS flap is opening. Actually, do you know what? I want rid of him.
Use overtake.
Okay.
I want rid of him. Let's get rid of Tsunoda. I reckon that's worth it. And then we'll switch to deploy. Pump it out. Not defend, deploy.
Defend against that.
Yeah.
Understood.
Good job.
Give Lando a push as well with his deploy. How low would you go on your ERS then? Because, well, as Pete's saying, every time you hit ERS, you're wasting energy. We don't want to be wasting it too much. So... But I don't want to drain the battery totally. Although he is... Why is he weaving? Why is he weaving? Stop it. Yeah. This is going to be tough. 40 to 60, yeah. Put him on deploy for now then. Let him just use some of this up. I might... I mean, we're 2-stopping Danny Rick, aren't we? And I don't know if the AI are 2-stopping. I'd assume they are if they're starting on the softs. You'd assume. We're going to have a decision to make very, very soon, I think. I'm trying to keep an eye on tyres for everybody else in there. So, I mean, Norris is fine on tyres, 83% at the moment. Yeah, it's deliberate. Breaking the toe. Oh, I never thought of that. Yeah, he's only weaving to break the toe. That's what I like. That's what I like. Proper realism. Burn all ERS and hope for a safety car. I mean, plenty of battery in there, isn't there? So keep pushing it. Oh yeah. Don't worry. I've got control. I'll keep an eye on his fuel. I just wanted to try and break the DRS to Sonoda if he can. But I may have to swap these two around if he gets too close. Do teams announce transfers during the summer silly season or after the season's over in the game? I've not... You can sign drivers mid-season and that triggers stuff in the driver market, but I've not seen anyone do it without you moving a driver, if that makes sense. So, yeah. Can't answer. Yeah. Maybe. I haven't had it, so we'll see. We can sign a driver after this if you want, just for the lols. For the lols. Ricciardo's right behind Norris, so I reckon on current pace, we're going to have to make a swap here. Last lap 38.8 versus 40.0. So, team orders, chat. I think we're going to have to, aren't we? Quite simply, down to him. Don't fight your teammate. Let your teammate pass. Bit of friendly advice. The other option is to hold cars back. If you do use that, don't leave it on. Because not only will they hold cars back, they'll also go to the back of the pack. I'm going to turn him down on his fuel a little bit, actually. I'm just going to let him burn these tyres up. I'm just going to let him do it, see what happens. We're playing around. Fastest lap. Fastest lap from Daniel Ricciardo. Keep deploying. Let's move back into neutral for a minute on that, on the ERS. Another car's run wide. Magnet, here we go. Lock up. This is what I mean. If it shows it now. So locks up, but then stops. Or really goes quite slow. So if that's just to make sure you lose time with a mistake. Yeah. Daniel, Lando is faster than you. Please confirm you understood the message. I think, yeah. I feel like that was the right thing to do. Danny Rick's burning his tyres up, saving some fuel at the same time. But, I mean, 65%, he's not that far off others, is he? So, he may as well burn them. We might get some points out of him today with his two-stopper. Lando's doing all right, though. Pretty happy with that. Pretty happy. Let's fast forward a little bit. Let's move to lap 10. You'll see what I mean about the fuel. You soon recoup your fuel. It's not too bad. We need to go into harvest, don't we, a little bit? On the battery.
And just recharge off whenever's good.
A bit. Cool. I'm quite disappointed you won't be allowed to move teams. I mean, I probably wouldn't, but say you do win 5 years in a row, I would like to change, or I'd want to change. Yeah, I get that. Like a team, like a team principal driver market kind of thing would have been quite cool. Yeah, I get that. Again, maybe something they can add for next year. I know it doesn't help anybody for this year, but maybe something they can add for next year that you can switch teams in between. Yeah, I get that. I'm just trying to think of how you'd work that. You wouldn't want it to go as crazy as driver markets can go. That would be absolutely mental. But I think that would be a good feature. Is there Ferrari strategy mode? Yeah, me. It's the answer to that one. Do you play Grand Prix Manager 2, Sean, by Microprose? I do. I've been playing it. I still play it now with mods and that. Not so much at the minute because I've got this one. But yeah, I've always loved that game. I got it at launch, or near to launch. When it first came out, I absolutely loved that game. Just trying to think of... You can rename your teams in that, can't you, as well? So it's quite cool to make up your own team names and dominate. Obviously use the cheat, which was it I am a cheat? Is the cheat code for that one. It brings up the cheat menu and you can make everything legal and develop lots of stuff. And then your car, you fit it on the car and your car's about 12 seconds quicker than everybody else, but then breaks after 3 laps because there's too much on it and it keeps going wrong. That's good fun. It's a good fun game. I really like that. And I don't think it's aged that badly. I mean, it clearly is an old game, but it's very playable. Can we play this on mobile, says Euro? No. No. There is an F1 Manager. I don't know, what's it called now? There is like an F1 Manager style game on mobile, but I'm not sure what it's called now. We'll go back to... just trying to... Oh, don't say that. The graphics are too good. I thought you were watching the race. Don't say that. I'll get copyright struck. He's stealing race footage. F1 Clash. That was it. Thank you, Andy. And some random person. That's their name. I'm not just being rude. Do you know, I'm so used to on ERS. I'm left them in Harvest, and I don't know. You guys in chat can help me manage that one. Tell me what you reckon. I'm going to fast forward a little bit because we've got a bit of a static moment in the race. Push Norris. Yep, we can go to attack. I'm going to just use his tyres, though.
Stay close. Yeah,
he's right on the back of Sonoda. And then I'm going to have him pushing his fuel as well. We're going to burn fuel and hope for a safety car, as somebody said earlier. Yes, you can retire cars. So you go there to pit option. Oh, not to pit option. Sorry, to more options, and then you can retire your car as well. So I did that a few times when we were driving around at the back. It just made sense.
Use the overtake button.
We're deploying on both cars, we reckon, yeah? I'm pretty happy with that. I think we're doing all right. I reckon we got a shot at some points there. Don't forget, Alonso and Zhou have penalties. So if we can keep within 5 seconds, which I assume is what the penalty is, I don't know. I should point out as well, actually, I'll leave the race running quiet in the background, but you can come up here and you can have a look at all your times and everything on here. So it's 5-second penalties for Zhou and Alonso, so we need to stay within 5 seconds of them. Tyres are good as well. You can also see the live drivers championship. So if you get down to a finale and you've got a title decider, you can keep an eye on how that's going. Same with the constructors as well. You've got your lap history, your tyre history, the events in the race. So fastest laps, yellow flags, race control, messages, pit stops, penalties. We've just overtaken Sonoda. Your sponsor stuff and your reports as well from the weekend so far. And you can go over here and play around with your strategy or watch your strategy unfold. So you can see at the moment projected tyre life isn't too bad at all. In fact, Norris is above, so we can let him push those tyres a bit. So looking good. You can also get some of the information on here. As I said earlier, you can flick through and pick up your tyres and your pit stops and sectors and all that business. So lots of stuff to keep you busy in the race. I think Rick's fuel's okay. We can save that around pit stops afterwards. Get his hot lap in, hot lap out. You can actually, you know, we're going to balance that actually because he's got the penalties to think of ahead of him. Lando's fine, so we can get into push a little bit now. Going to bring you back down to neutral a little bit. Just because I want to keep some for when we get to pit stop, because we're approaching pit stop territory. So here's my next question then. Are we pitting before the leaders? Well, the cars ahead, or are we going to try and overcut? Because if we're overcutting, I can save some fuel, save some ERS, and we can just go flat out when they pit. Or I can send him flat out in the next lap or two, and we bring him in early. Because we are going to mediums after, so we can run longer. We could also, I mean, it'd be a bit stretched to get the hards to the end. Because I think the hards will do about 39 laps. So it'd be a big ask to get them to the end without having to do a lot of... We're doing the overcut, are we? Overcut, overcut, undercut, undercut, undercut. I think they're all right. I'm just going to let this drop down a little bit more. Going to get down to 40, but he's still... Those around him. He's got past him now. She's going to do that now. So it's P10. Past Fernando Alonso.
Okay, understood.
Others tyre age you want. There you go. I'll put that on for you. So you can make your strategy calls. I think about 30%. About 30% is kind of seems to be the sweet spot of pitting for me. So we can take those tyres that far. I think Danny Rick's about to get passed by Alonso here. But it's okay. We'll follow his DRS. Pushing Lando for a bit, but I reckon... Oh, what's he doing? So, see, Lando's got space. I think we can just do a bit of harvesting and just look after things a little bit.
Confirm.
He's running long, than everybody else.
Just be careful with this tyre.
Confirm.
I did have a look at that screen, actually, Chazmeister. I'm not sure if you can hire a strategist, but yeah, you can make the strategy. You can also take the preset ones. Let Zhou and Alonso pit first before turning Rick up. Yeah, that's an option. We could do that one. Absolutely could. We had a lock-up from Perez. We can have a replay because Crofty's getting excited in me here. Which just sounds very, very weird. Never mind. Yeah, he stopped for some reason. So, but he does get going again, but it's good timing. Yeah, because see, Danny Rick's tyres aren't bad. Zhou's on 24%. The leaders aren't that far clear, and they can look after their tyres a little bit. I mean, Charles Leclerc's out there with Max Verstappen and Carlos Sainz behind him. So, curious. Check lap time history to see the deg on Alonso and Zhou. So we can do the lap time history, which is there. But we can also go to lap history. So, Alonso, last lap, 40.3. It's not bad for Alonso at the moment, to be fair to him. 38.8, so he's still pacey. That's a personal best. And Zhou as well, a little bit slower, but not awful at the moment. Oh, Lando's not locked up. Lando's lost time. That's bad. Not too much though, actually, to be fair. Still got a 3/10 gap. Have a look at what he did. He might have lost more time. I was looking at the wrong driver. Where's he gone? Straight on, turn one. Nah, he's not even pushing, is he? Yeah. Yeah, a bit of an overreaction, McLaren. It's just a lock-up. Calm down. So now I've got Tsunoda, so I'm going to just up the pace a little bit now.
100% pace now.
Deploy some ERS, because I forgot it was in that one as well. Deploy a little bit of that.
Okay, use the
Get rid of some of it.
Yeah, all good.
I mean, I could bring Danny Rick in early if you want me to. On the undercut, we could bring him in. What were we thinking originally? What's his strategy? 2 laps. So I could bring him in now. Happy to bring him in now. Get him to absolutely go mad on everything. He's got fuel in reserve.
Let's try and push up.
Sainz is pitting.
Okay.
He's out of ERS. I've used too much to put him back into harvest, but I can box him. What are we going for? Mediums, weren't we? You want me to push it? I can keep pushing him, yeah. No problem. But I've got to leave him on the thing because I've used the ERS up because I wasn't, yeah.
Okay. Understood.
They might pit. Zhou has pitted. So, yeah, we could go for the overcut. Might work. I need some battery back, though. Or it ain't going to happen. Although he's pushing quite hard, so we might be okay. But it's all on Zhou's out lap. We'll deploy a little bit early lap, and then we'll move down. Lando will leave him. I want him to charge that. Little push. Where is Zhou coming out, though? Has he got traffic at all?
Recharge on, recharge
and then we're going to pit him this lap. So we are going to the... Are we sticking with strategy? Medium tyres? I reckon so. It seems to be doing all right for him at the moment. I think we leave him on those. Yeah. Go with it then. Stick with it.
We'll box this lap.
So we'll keep him in harvest for now because he's got the DRS, hasn't he, from Alonso, so that helps there. Lando's doing really nicely on these tyres, actually. I'm just wondering how far we can take him on these. Into slicks. Yes. That was that. Whose video was that? I was watching, I think it was Tom's, wasn't it? Tom97 was doing an into slick strategy. Was trying to. Danny Rick's pushing. Still saving fuel, though, despite pushing quite hard. But, you know, he's got through. That's good. Got an overtake done. It's Zhou that's the big question mark. 6.8. We might be all right here. I was just wondering that, you know, about Lando, whether he could put him on the softs towards the end. I reckon we might be able to. We'll fast forward through some of this middle stint. As I say, that Lando loses a place. But, yeah, Daniel Ricciardo is coming in. So we're going to go on board. for his pit stop. Let's see how we go.
Daniel pit lane.
Copy.
Daniel pit lane.
Remember the pit lane speed limiter. Pit lane speed
In we come. I don't know if anybody else came in. No, it's just us at the moment. Are you saying deploy for the outlap, yeah? Onto the mediums. Off we go. Decent stop. 2.7. Mick Schumacher's in the pit as well. Yeah, Joe to take his penalty as well, so that could be quite an easy, good jump, good spot random. I'll call you random because I feel like I'm like attacking you, some random person. So we're going to deploy on the outlap then and just give it absolutely everything so we can gain some positions. I do like the pit animation. That was really slick, to be fair. They've done a good job on that. Stellar. Where's Norris? So what's Norris doing? Let's go watch Lando for a minute. So actually quite comfortably clear as Joe because that penalty in the end. So you can have slow pit stops. Yeah, you can have slow pit stops. I've had a few slow ones with Aston Martin. That stuff you can work on now with your staff. You can sort of improve your staff in those areas as well. As he gets past Sonoda again, Norris. They seem to be battling all race.
Okay, mate, good job.
What's Danny? Has Danny got space? He's got loads of room ahead of him. So I take it we're just essentially pushing this to the absolute limit now because these are going to go a long way. That's going to go a long way. These tyres. We'll probably bring his fuel down shortly. Just let him push on these tyres for a bit. The next question then is Lando when we're thinking about bringing him in. Tyre life is better than expected. So you sort of carry on at that. I reckon we can go quite a way on these. I'm not sure about softs though towards the end. Let's do a little bit of a speed up. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this though. Although Lando, where is he? He's up in 8th. Lap 30 or safety car. Yeah, we could try that one if people are happy with that. I'm going to put him down on his fuel though. Look after that a little bit. Magnussen's had a lock-up. Could you do another round of mediums on Daniel? I think, yeah, did we have 2 sets of mediums, or was it Lando that had 2 sets of mediums? Yeah, Daniel's got another set of mediums and a fresh-ish set of softs at 90, so that's as good as fresh. So we could do the mediums, might be more likely to last. So we could really push him on these tyres and then push him on the final stint as well. Might not be a bad idea. I don't know. Do you know, YouTube Studio's got a new function and it pops up every now and again with, now would be a great place to put an advert. It's like, no. The point about live streams is you might get an ad when you start it, but super chats and all that pay for the live streams. I don't want adverts every 5 minutes. Unless you'd all love to watch an advert, but I'm not going to put one in, so tough. Just hate that it keeps telling me to do it. It's like, leave me alone. I'm streaming. I'm trying to focus on how to mess this up. We're in neutral with the RS, but I'm going to harvest a little bit. We'll see what his battery does here, actually. I'll harvest a little bit while we're pushing the tyres a little bit.
Okay, recharge on. Yep, understood.
Can you send a message to Massey? Yes, I can. I've already sent him one. Wished him well in his new job at... Well, no, he's got it. I was going to say at Tesco, but hasn't he got something in Australian supercars now? Isn't he working over there? Tyre temps. Good question. Car condition. There we go. Yeah, sorry, I couldn't find it. Car condition. There you go, look. So tyre temperatures are hot. Very hot. So we might need to... He's actually probably just said that. So probably just bring him down a little bit. I don't want him to blow up. We're with 9 seconds clear of Alonso, so we can do some charging... Has he denied it? Okay. Okay, fair enough. I thought I read something, so... yeah, well, I'm going to keep Lando pushing, because even though his car's probably... His tyre temps are not awful. We need Lando to start the out pushing soon, though, so... Who said lap 30 earlier? I am going to bring him down, because lap 30 might be a great shout. Because then we've got 27 laps, I think... I mean, they'll do 24, so we could stretch the softs, but we're going to have to do quite a bit of tyre management towards the end. So we'd have to look after tyres now and do... Because they do burn up quickly. It says 24 laps or whatever, but... You may be looking at 16, 17 if you're pushing them. And he's going to need... I mean, he's 7th at the moment, 4.5 clear of Gasly. We'll put the tyres back up again for people who want to see that. I mean, he's on the hards. We've still got to stop. Are they 2 stopping, do we think? Russell might be. I don't know. Not sure they are. $25, $27 for hards for Lando. I think the fact the rest of the grid's on hards tempts me to go that way, but the way my mind works is if everyone's on hards, do we want to be on a softer tyre? But I don't think the softs are going to go to the end. And you're relying on safety cars then, or lots of tyre management, then you're not quick, are you? That's the trouble. I mean, the point is, there's no point being on the soft tyre if you then got to look after them all race, because you might as well go on the hards and push like mad. Hope stream quality is okay, by the way. I should have said that at the start. I've never streamed on this channel or anything before, and I'm streaming at quite a high bit rate because my internet's really good. What percentage of tyres? I reckon about 30. You'll get a radio call 30 or just under, and your driver will sort of say tyres are terrible. Danny Rick 81% on his tyres at the moment, so I think he's got pretty good tyre life in there. We might be able to push him again for a bit. Let's do that. Push him on those tyres a bit, because he's pitting a second time, isn't he?
Maximum pace, Daniel.
For now.
Maximum pace.
Do you know, he's not far off, is he? He might be able to one-stop it now, looking at this, but it's unlikely. Put Lando on hard. You need a cheap stop to go 2 more stops. Yeah. So we need to stretch him to the hards, don't we? We should be able to do that from here. Because I think, as I said, the hards will easily... I'll double check. Yeah, 39 laps. They'll easily go to the end. Give it a couple of laps just to make sure, but... yeah. Let's whip to the super quick screen for... So, I forgot. Let me deploy donut. Put him in neutral for now. Just for now. Harvest Lando for a sec. Get that up. I want to try to save the battery a bit.
Just recharge off, please. Just
a bit. Kieran says impatient for this game. Oh, it's not long. 3 o'clock tomorrow. So there we go. Tyre wear warning. 28%.
Understood.
Decision time. Norris wants to change tyres. Do we tell him to conserve and try and stretch to another couple of laps? Conserve fuel as well. Make sure the battery's charged and then bring him in and send him on a banzai out lap? Or do we bring him straight in? Bearing in mind, on a live stream for a race reaction, I'd be sat here moaning if teams didn't listen to their drivers. Just call me a hypocrite. I've paused it. So bring him in next lap, says hippity hop. Random says 27. Amerian says pits. Bring him in for hards. Hards right now. Bring him in now. Conserve in order to get a 1 stop. Should be able to do a 1 stop from here. Shouldn't be a problem. Might have to just look after him a little bit. I've paused it so we can make the decision in chat. For anyone wondering, the game hasn't crashed. I hope it hasn't. So 39 laps on the hards. Let's call that 40. That will take you to 65. We've only got 57 laps. So we should be okay if we pit him now. I can get him to save and do another lap. Yeah. In seems to be the way we're going for it. So we will pull him in now. So we are... We'll just leave it in neutral for now. I want to deploy that on the outlap.
Let's have 100% pace. 100% pace.
I can't help it. It's an in-lap. I've got to get him to push on the in-lap as well. I've got to do it. Put him back into neutral though for his stop. What's Danny Rick doing? We'll come back to Danny Rick in a moment. We're watching Lando coming into the pits now. Should we go on board again for a pit stop? Let's try that angle this time for a change.
Understood.
We're definitely putting hards on, aren't we? Yeah, Jesus. Thought putting softs off for a second. Oh, squeaky bum time. In he comes. It's an all right stop. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. Where's he coming out? I'm going to pause it, actually, on pit exit for a reason. You'll see why. Get all the information there for the pit time, but it's because we have to wait for this to disappear before you can get through all your options. He's already pushing. That's good. And we're going to deploy for the outlap because I want to get the a good outlap. Why not? I mean, look, he's got... What's that going to give us? 99%, 100% on tyres? He's on 99% from his sights is on 75%, so we should be okay. Should be. Ocon's going to have to pit again, isn't he? I think some of these are 2 stopping, you know. think they're copying us. Dan Alicia says, can't stay because dinner. But Sean, do you have a video for Ricardo planned? Enjoy your dinner. First things first. No worries. Probably not, because by the time I've done this, I need to get into the preview editing that for tomorrow. And by the time I've got all that done, it's kind of old news. But, yeah. I'll see what I'm like time-wise. Possibly not. It's just a bit awkward how it's fallen today. Like, I'm not even kidding, Dan Alicious. The second I hit stream, the news broke. So, yeah. Well, if most will two-stop, then I think we've got a good shot here at some solid points from Lando. So, I'm going to put him back into neutral. I might get into harvest in a bit. We don't need to for now. Yeah, that's the other thing, Kieran, as well. It's not... You know when Alonso announced he was going to Aston Martin, or they announced that was big, shocking, breaking news. Not many saw that coming. It came out of nowhere. Danny Rick, we've kind of known now for about 3 weeks that he was going to leave McLaren, possibly longer.
Just be careful with this tyre.
That's the only difference, I think. If it had been a big surprise, then absolutely would have done a video. That's kind of because I don't want the channel to become a breaking news channel again. I will cover the massive news that shocks everyone. Like all that with Piastri, for example, when we went live randomly. That was because nobody knew what was going on. But for stuff that's not really a shock, then it'd be a bit like if Aston Martin put a statement out announcing Lance Stroll was staying. I'm not wasting my time on a video either. I did one once. It was the most sarcastic thing you've ever heard in your life. I would love to help you with your content or something to help you build your channel. Let me know if you're interested. Thank you very much, Avi. Appreciate that one. There's an email address somewhere on the channel. I should know it off by heart, and I don't. How bad's that? But there'll be one somewhere. If you want to drop me an email, feel free. Yeah, I think most are probably two-stopping. Looking at tyre life. Oh. Yeah. Right, then. What are we doing with these drivers, peeps? I'll just turn things down for now.
Okay, keep looking after the tyre.
We do need to be RS on Daniel. Are we deploying?
Understood.
Get him to start to push that a little bit.
Use the overtake
No, what am I doing? We can push Daniel on the tyres, can't we?
Understood.
He's two-stopping, so we can really let him push them.
Maximum pace now, maximum pace.
I just wonder if to just do a couple of slower laps with Lando to make sure his tyres are going to be all right. No official announcement on Piastri. I will check Twitter now while we're just watching these, but I don't think there's been an announcement on that just yet. I think they'll probably give him the weekend a little bit longer. It'll be a bit harsh to just turn around and suddenly be like, thanks, Daniel, for everything. Cheers, mate. By the way, here's your replacement. Just wait until the end, then destroy the tyres. Yeah, I could do that one. We could wait a little bit. Where is he? He's got a perfect... He's fine. He's got plenty of a gap to Schumacher. 3 seconds. There's a little bit of a gap to Tsunoda. I wouldn't mind closing that up a little bit in a lap or two. My plan for a safety car is to panic and come to you in chat. Blind panic. Like, oh, we're going to do? I'll fast forward some time in a minute, though. Because otherwise we're going to be here forever. I know you're probably enjoying the visuals. Let's go back to Danny Rick, see what he's up to. I mean, he's pretty damn comfortable, isn't he? 8 seconds off Gasly and 8 seconds clear of Zhou. So, yeah. No, I've not announced him in the game. We're scouting him. Yeah, I'm going to just do a little fast forward here. Just bring... So Danny Rick's flying out there. He's absolutely flying.
And recharge should be on. Okay, understood.
Fastest lap, which was a surprise. What's your opinion on Zach Brown as a boss? It's interesting, isn't it? Because I think the handling of the Daniel Ricciardo situation has been pretty poor. You know, I know they have to be careful with sponsors and they can't always tell us the absolute truth, but to come out and say positive things about him and then Andreas Seidel say that he's staying and then ditch him is a little bit crappy. That's F1 though. I'm not being soft about it. That is just F1. It's what they're like. The thing with Zach Brown is I think what he's done at McLaren is really, really good. I think he's got a lot of really strong people in a lot of great, you know, James Key, for example, great signing. Lando Norris long term. Daniel Ricciardo looked like a great move. It hasn't worked out, but Piastri maybe for the future. I think he's done a good job. It's just sometimes I think his handling of certain situations is not the best. And, you know, why are they signing every driver going? You know, that kind of thing. But better than me. I'll put it that way. But, yeah, I think he's all right. I don't mind him. I didn't like... I respected, but I didn't like Ron Dennis, to be honest. But that could be because Schumacher versus McLaren. I was a Schumacher fanboy. That's probably where that comes from. But having said that, I do quote Ron Dennis a lot. All that rising to the technical challenge stuff. I'm going to leave Danny Rick pushing in there, but I might have to put him on to conserve some fuel shortly. I think Lando's okay. I think.
Recharge off. Okay.
Just move forward a little bit. Can get a bit tedious waiting for things to happen. I will admit that. I'll pop a couple more laps on the board. Yeah, I think we're going to save some fuel with Danny Rick shortly. Do we do it before or after the stop? Game Rick is what we wanted real life Rick to be. Yeah. I never thought about that. Yeah, nice one. Before. So let's save some fuel. Recharge the battery on both cars. And then we'll have more to push with later, won't we? And keep pushing him on the tyres.
Like recharge button.
Am I not pushing? Sorry, I thought I was pushing Lando's tyres. Sorry. I thought I was already. Yeah. Apologies. I wasn't. Yeah.
Okay, Lando.
There's a lot of micromanaging to do. So when I'm on my own, no offense to you guys, I'm very happy to be sat here streaming with you and chatting to you. But when I'm on my own, it's a little bit easier to keep on top of those bits. But I'm obviously managing the stream and that. So thank you for the heads. What I'm saying is thank you for the heads up in chat to remind me of these things, because I will forget them. I think. Yeah. I'm going to charge the battery pretty damn high, to be honest, and save a bit of fuel. In fact, I'm just going to do that. Yeah, I think we can push Lando. He's in blue here, so we can start to push him a little. We'll put him back on balanced. Bang him into neutral on their ERS, so they can do what they want with that for a second. Yeah.
Okay, recharge off. Understood.
I mean, Danny Rick's a little way off his pit stop yet. We're looking at this now, so I reckon definitely... Surely the leaders are pitting again. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they could take him that far. It wouldn't surprise me at all. We're a long way off the lead. We're not winning this one, lads. We're not winning it. Before, so you can push a bit more on new tyres. Yeah, because he's going to have to push like crazy after this, isn't he? It's Danny Rick. So we'll save that fuel. Tyres are hot, so we'll just bring them down a little bit to standard. Just cool them down a bit. Lando, I think he can go a little bit now on these 81%. He should be a KTM from here, actually. So I'll control it. Try and keep it calm. Don't want it to go too mad on those ones. I am going to keep fast forwarding time a little bit because, like I say, we're in that little... You know when you're watching an F1 race and you hit that little mid-race lull? I'm saving this battery. I'm absolutely determined to save it. So Norris is 4.3 behind Tsunoda. I reckon Norris is on for points here as well. Don't forget as well, if you're just tuning in, you won't know, but we did actually deploy team orders earlier as well. So we might have a decision to make at the end if they're running line astern. Do we swap them back over again because Norris helped Ricciardo out for his strategy? It might not need to. We might not need to even bother with that, but it's a fair point. We may have to make that call. Although I think Danny Rick could do some good news. So I just feel like there's more here. It's 13.7 behind Russell. I don't know if we've got the pace to get Russell. We have a yellow flag because of a lockup. I don't think we're going to get a safety car for a lockup. I'd be surprised, but, you know, it's Lance Stroll. I can watch Lance Stroll lock up. That's all he bloody does when I'm playing. Oh, Lance, what you like. Yeah, fuel. I'll keep it on balanced because I'm going to send him on a big push in a minute. A big push. I'm surprised. Yeah. Pit on lap 42 for soft with Ricciardo. Has he got softs? He should have. And will they go to the end? He's only got a used set of softs, 96%. So they'll do 23 laps. So yeah, we could do it. That should be fine. They won't be fresh, but they'll be as good as fresh. Next best thing. Yeah. Yeah, the pathing is odd when they go off track. It's weird as well because they kind of stop, which doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm trying to work out what Norris is doing here. He's well clear of Mick. 4 seconds behind Sonoda. Let me know what you want me to do with Lando in chat. 20 laps to go, 76% on the tyres, little low on fuel, but we can turn that around pretty quickly. Yeah, should be all right with that, 42. I might try and stretch it a little bit further than 42 if we can, just so we are absolutely comfortable, so we can just push like mad. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna get rid of Lando. Oh, wait, I could bring Stoffel Van Dorn in.
Okay, use deploy. Yeah, understood.
Yeah, you want me to push? I can push him. I'll push Lando, then we'll go for it. A couple of people saying push him till he gets to the close to those ahead, and then we can bring him. I mean, we can. I mean, there might be a safety car later on, and we could always bring him in. I think that could work. I hope stream quality is better than 360p, by the way. Apparently, I only have that option on my PC for some reason, but yeah. Hopefully, it's okay. Hey, Julo Chen. Good to see you. Another recent member. Thanks for popping along. We're doing our first race, and it's going... Well, it's going better than I expected. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I don't know why it's only giving me the option for... Might just because my PC's like... And my internet's like, no, don't do it. But there you go. Thank you for confirming that. My PC's good, but it's not quite good enough for 4K, so it's just 1080, I'm afraid. But I don't know what you're watching on. You're watching on TV, you might know the difference. You might not on mobile. So he's nearly in DRS, so I reckon he is in DRS. So right behind Ocon, closing in. Gonna just pop him into neutral for a second. He's still pushing on everything else. Trying to work out timing when everybody else is going to pit. They're not going to do 20 laps on 44%, are they? In theory, so we're in the pit window for Danny Rick. So a few of you have said that we run him a little bit longer. 37%. I could do 1440. Yeah, that's a good point. 1440p. Ocon's pitted. So. Oh, it's so tempting just to push him. But I think we're going to be okay with Danny Rick for points here. That's famous last words. We can go to Norris. Of course we can, yeah. See what Lando's up to. He's about to do an overtake on Yuki Tsunoda. Yeah, I think you'll love it, Keridus. Honestly, I do. I think you'll really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. But it takes a lot of hours. Like, you'll sit down and go, I'll go on this for a couple of hours, and then you look at your clock and it'll be 8 hours, and you go, oh, crap. I've got to go do something. What I'm saying is kiss goodbye to the rest of your summer. Definitely. Yeah, good fun. It's a good fun game. Here we go. Go on, Lando. Go on, Lando. That was supposed to be Irish. It didn't come out Irish, did it? Sean should actually consider doing gaming streams more often. Well, I'll repeat it for those that are coming in, finishing work or whatever as well. This isn't a gaming channel, so I might not do these very often, but I might set up a channel on Twitch or something and we do it over there, or another one. Set up a Spuzby YouTube channel and go from there. But I mean, I don't mind sitting here and playing this for 3 hours with you all every now and again. I'm quite happy to do that. Towley says graphics and sound are way better than I expected. It's pretty solid. I was really impressed with it the first time I got my hands on it. It was good. Pete would love this to be a series. Gellert says worth the rest of my summer. And Dave, glad I've got the week off. Lando's passed him. and saved fuel. Yeah. Thank you, Felix. I don't do a lot of... I don't tend to do gaming. Like I did marbles for a bit on Twitch during lockdown, but I don't do many gaming streams because I don't know if I'd be any good at it. But I'm probably not to some people. But thank you. I appreciate that. That's very kind. What are we doing? Where are we? Danny Rick's coming out to 34%. He's got... he's got 3.1 to Alonso. That's come down a little bit, hasn't it? And he's well behind Gasly. Do we now just start to push him? Push Danny Rick. Give it everything. And bring him in.
Just be careful with this tyre.
Alonso's tyres are at 42%. So I feel like we want to be going soon with Danny Rick. Yeah, sorry, I've brought Lando's tyres down, yeah. I'm doing it. I'll not deploy yet because we ain't got a lot in there, but I won't deploy yet. We'll wait on that. I'll do a couple of laps till these get down to very low. I think we can look to pull him in soon. We'll save the deploy on the ERS until his in lap, or we could charge it for his out lap. Might be better, as we did last time. I'm just going to look after Lando a bit because he's 2.9 behind Alonso, and Tsunoda's right on his backside though, isn't he? So, but that's not a problem because Ocon's a long way back at the moment, and we can just up his pace if we need to. Really, for Lando, you got to remember Lando's going to the end as well is the plan, unless we get a safety car. Yeah, I can go on board, of course I can. Push ERS and then tyre warning. That's he might bin this. We've got to be careful. So bring him in lap 41.
Okay, copy. So I need to look after
Rick seems better on the medium than soft. Keep him on it. Are we sticking medium? He's got a fresh set of mediums. Might be better than the softs. It guarantees he gets to the end comfortably as well.
Okay, Stroll has pitted. Stroll has pitted. Use the overtake button.
I'm very nervous now. I'm going to throw away points. Fresh mediums, yeah? I think that's a good shout. We could do it on the softs, but you then can't push too much. And as I've said, there's not much point if you're just looking after the tyres all afternoon. But yeah, full push. That's what I'm thinking. So, optimal pit stop. I think we're going to bring him in this lap for a fresh set of mediums. And we're going to pit him this lap. We will probably have to go on to harvest now for his out lap. But we can keep pushing everything else.
I'll box this lap.
Lando, on the other hand.
Recharge on.
Okay, understood.
I started on the softs, Aiden, so we've had the 2 compounds thing, so we're okay on the compounds, which is good. I get softs attempting, but I'm just worried that we're going to have to do too much management at the end and end up losing places because Zhou and Alonso are not going to be that far behind if we're not careful. So we'll push him like crazy, do some fuel, get him to do a really hot out lap. Then we're going to save fuel a little bit, and then we'll do a big push. Push the tyres to the end. It's Lando I'm wondering about whether we're going to get him there. 61%. He should do. We should be okay. So, in chat, let me know. I'm going to... No, wait. Let me know when you want me to push Lando, because I think Tsunoda's still got to stop. So he's got a gap, so we can afford to just look after things for a lap or two, and then go banzai, basically. We'll stay on this view for the pit stop, I think, just because. Yeah, Lando's tyre graph. Let's have a look. So, I mean, Lando's fine. He's well above where he should be. He has just been overtaken as I say that, but tyre life better than expected because we've done a good job at that one. I just think look after it for another lap.
Okay,
2 tops. Do a little bit of harvesting as Danny Rick comes in. And then we can send in full send for the final 15 laps.
Remember the pit lane speed limiter.
It depends what everyone's doing because Norris is jumping up the order now because people are pitting. So, this is a good stop. Fresh mediums as well. There you go. Lovely.
Yeah, it was a good job.
I mean, there could be a safety car. If we get a late safety car, then Lando gets put on the softs. What did I just say? Got a yellow flag. If that's a safety car, Lando's in. I think it's just a lockup. It's Leclerc. What's he done? Yeah. Straight on. You guys have got me nervous in chat now. You've got me really nervous in chat. That Lando's not going to make it. You say managed to the end with Lando. Let's see what happens here, because he's only 2 behind Zhou. So I think he's on for a P9-ish here, but Danny Rick's going to close him down pretty damn quickly. I can soft him though to the end, can't I? I've got a fresh set of softs for Lando if we need them. So just bear that in mind. I think we're okay. I think we're going to be okay just, but if we need them, we can just go straight to the softs.
And save fuel from now, please. Save fuel from now.
I can also actually use Lando to save for a little bit because Ricciardo's the guy behind him. Just bear that in mind. Ricciardo's the next car. So we can always get him to conserve, swap him over, and then get him to push as well. Tyler says Lando will be fine, just no points. Don't pit unless a safety car. Dark is praying for a safety car. Praying for a bloody safety car. Oh, Lando, it's all going wrong. It's weird. I think this is a good test as well, because when I did the Ferrari play that I talked about, I did the sort of the first 4 races just to get a feel for the game.
Nice job, mate. Nice job.
I'm going quiet for Team Radio like Crofty does, sorry. When I was playing the Ferrari playthrough, the medium to... Norris has got past Tsunoda. The medium to hard was OP. It was comfortable, but maybe that's because the car's better on tyre management. So Lando's got through despite some fuel saving. That's good. Geller says, watch Lando is in a battle. I'm worse than TV direction, aren't I? Let's watch Danny Rick doing nothing. And ignore what Lando's doing. He's in a battle.
Recharge. Okay.
2 seconds, Ted. I've just put Danny Rick into a bit of recharge because we've got right down the battery, so I'm just going to charge a little bit and then we can up him again to neutral. He doesn't really need to push too hard on the ERS now. We can manage that quite nicely to the end because as Tsunoda gets back past, because he's able to push like crazy on everything except fuel. Might have to do some fuel saving with Danny Rick soon, but Gasly's in. This could be telling. Let Lando make this move. I'm quite happy with Lando in conserve while he's got DRS. Yeah, no DNFs yet. Good spot, Joseph. Very good spot. I'm going for 2.5 hours. We're still shorter than a race reaction stream. We're playing a game, for goodness sake. What's Lando going to try? He's going to have a look. He's having a Luke, but he's not going to get through. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe just look after things a little bit. I can go light on pace, but I don't want to fall out of that DRS and lose out big time. Yeah, I can use him to defend. That's a good shout, actually, on the battery. Can do that one. I think we're going to be okay. Tyre life seems good. Although tyres were dead at the end, so... no, I'm not... Good shout, Dave. No, I'm not going to do a race reaction stream for this. That could be hilarious, though. That would have been so good, a proper race reaction. What were the McLaren strategists thinking? They're useless. Russell's in the pits. What tyres are they going on to? Ooh, they're all going to softs. But they're ahead of us. It's not the end of the world, is it? They're not really going to catch them. So tyre temps are going to be high.
Look after the fuel.
Yeah, tyre temps are fairly high. Has to look after fuel for Danny Rick, but again, he can do that. He's got a gap. I'd rather save fuel now and be able to push like mad towards the end.
Okay, keep looking after the tyre.
If I'm honest.
Understood.
I don't want Jonty critiquing my strategy. He'll tear me to pieces, the guy will. Like, Sean, you shite.
Recharge off, recharge off.
So Norris got past that. So you want me to defend, yeah?
Understood.
Happy to defend. He's got a lap's worth of spare fuel. Save some tyres to go light, yeah? I don't want to go complete conserve because then he's just going to get absolutely swallowed up, which he's probably going to do anyway. I think if Ricciardo catches Norris, we're going to have to swap him again. I'm going to get into a lap and a half and then up him a little bit. Battery empty. Oh, fucking hell, Sean, you donut. Excuse my language. I'm a moron. All right, Lando, calm down. Swearing at me. Good Lord.
That's a position gained for AlphaTauri.
Maximum pace.
I can harvest and keep pushing. I mean, we're lapping traffic. I mean, we're lapping the Williams. You can push a little bit more now. I don't want to do anything on the tyres for a little bit. Danny Rick is not saving fuel well here. Sonoda's in the pit, so I don't know why I was worrying about that. Norris is in the points here. Ooh. So I think we're okay for Sonoda. Ricciardo should go through as well. I just save a little bit here. I can go after Zhou. And if I put Ricciardo on to push as well in the last 10 laps, we might be able to nick... might be able to nick a point for him as well here. The pop-up grass is annoying. Grass? I'm missing something, I think. What are other drivers' tyres looking like? Good shout. We can have a look at that. So, nice. Max Verstappen, 69% on the softs. That's how quickly the softs go off. They're already falling away from people. Zhou, 33% on his hards. So, I feel like we could push a little more in Lando. Danny Rick's fine. We can absolutely tell him to push in a bit. In fact, we're going to tell him to push on the tyres.
Let's have maximum pace.
Saving his
this lap.
ERS.
Yep, understood.
I think we can get Zhou. I think we can get him. I think we can. It's 3 seconds the gap. Yeah. I said earlier that Alonso was the threat.
100% pace, 100% pace.
But I also need to save fuel with Danny Rick.
Yeah,
He's
go on.
right on the limit. He's right on the limit. I think Zhou's got a pit. 28% is when they radio in to say, mate, my tyres are gone. And he's 31% now with 11 laps to go. He's surely got to stop. The gap's going up, but I think Zhou's going to fall away with his tyres. I'm deploying some ERS to try and get away from this bloody Williams, which is winding me up. But Danny Rick is not saving fuel well. He's stuck at 0.2%. That is concerning. So the maximum you can get with both drivers is 9 and 10. That's what I'm hoping for here. But I don't want to really totally destroy Lando's everything here. I think we're on for a point. Minimum. This is where they both bin it.
Big lifts.
Confirm.
Turn pace down for Rick on the... yeah, no worries. Try that one. It's just that fuel isn't going anywhere, is it? Norris is... I'm watching Zhou's tyres here. He's got to be... I'm literally just wondering if it looks any different on the tyres, if they look like they're in poor condition, but... So Lando's all the way in the background. I think we need if we're going to... See, Alonso's my concern now. But yeah, I think if we're going to... catch Joe, it's going to need to be that it goes wrong for him, if that makes sense. That it all falls apart, tyres fall away. Alonso's catching. I'm just going to drop him. It's that fuel is a concern for me. Nice one, Anonymous. I like that. How long will you be streaming for, Sean? I thought about 3 hours earlier, so we'll finish this race and then we'll have a look through the menus. Anyone that's joining late, that's been at work or anything, I can go through anything you want me to look at for 20 minutes or so, and then we'll probably wrap it up. How long do people game for? I don't do gaming streams, so I don't know if there's like a rule. There's like a minimum or a maximum, or I mean, I think 28 hours is probably where I'd stop. You know. Yeah, if Russell makes a mistake, we could do. It's very possible. Like, I can't understand why. I don't know if we're bugged here, but I don't know why Danny Rick's fuel has just gone down. I was gonna say, I don't know why it's not going down. Apparently XQC games for 11 hours. Bloody hell. I mean, I do the testing streams for 8.5 hours, don't I? So it's a little bit less than 11, but they're quite long days. And I think 3 hours feels about right. Illuminati Cat says the same. Is a good average. So we'll finish the race. We're 9 laps from the end. Finish the race, and then we can have a look through menus. Anyone that's joined late, any questions, we can go and have a look at them. See what we have to do after the race as we get ready for the next Grand Prix. I'll save it, by the way. I'll save it in case we want to come back to this and carry on with a McLaren career, or if you want me to do a proper playthrough, we can pick another team and start from scratch. But I'm pretty happy with the pace of McLaren. It's a challenge, but they're competitive in the midfield, whereas Aston Martin were well off. I mean, you can see on the times there. Stroll's 11 seconds behind Magnussen, so... just that fuel for Danny Rick is a concern, but I don't want to turn him down too much more because Alonso is right on us. Yeah, that's true. Good point. Saving less percentage of fuel as you get close to the end of the race. Swap Ricciardo and Lando to defend from Alonso and get no points from either. Ferrari strategy. Do we think Lando's coming back here at Zhou? We need to go to Lando. Oh, we've got a choice to make. We've got battles going on. That Williams will not go away. We'll stick with Danny Rick for a minute, but Lando, and I've still got pace in hand. I've still got a bit of fuel I can use, but I'm just going to keep hold of that for now.
Just be careful with this tyre.
Okay, yeah, confirm.
He's brought himself into play, so I'm just going to bring him down. Oh. A late safety car blows my mind here. I won't know what the hell to do with it. Is it just a lock-up? Drive around wide, so we're okay. Thanks, Lando. You've just blown that for me, mate. So we may as well just look after it all and bring it home. He's run wide. Oh. Balls. I need to attack these tyres with Danny Rick and try and save fuel. Because now Norris has done that. 7 laps to go. What was Lando's last lap? So... go to the other screen. So Alonso's last lap was a 36.9. Prior to that, a 37.0. Norris... I think Alonso might be quick enough here to catch Lando.
Yep.
That's annoying.
This is my pace.
That's the trouble with these soft tyres. This is going to be tense now, isn't it? Unless I can use Danny Rick.
Okay, use deploy.
We could use Danny Rick to get him ahead of Alonso and then do what Alonso did to Hamilton in Hungary and try and back him up.
Good job. Let's keep going.
We could do that if we need to. Yeah, Norris is quick enough, isn't he? He's quite quick. Who are we pushing with? Let's take a breath. This is stressful. Okay, this is really stressful. It's a game, Sean. Calm down. Let Rick run out of fuel. Yeah, I think his fuel's glitched because it's gone to 0 now, but he's been saving for about 10, 15 laps, something stupid like that. Zhou's percentage. I've paused it so we can just go through the menu, just like real life when you can pause a race. You know, if there's one team that needs a paused race function, it's Ferrari. By the way, so Zhou's on 22%. Those tyres are not gonna. Should have a look at his lap times. That's a great point. So Norris last lap ran wide 41.5. Zhou's 39.3, 38.0. 39.1, 38.1. So, yeah, do you know, he could if we push him. He's got 6-ish laps to go, 6-7 laps to go. Do we send Lando on full charge now and risk it 37% tyres? There's no penalty. No, there's no penalty now. He said his penalty at the stop. Push Lando. He's got a lot left. It's quite a way to go as well. He's quick, and he can still catch him. He's 2.7 behind, about a second lap quicker. So look, we're still looking after Lando. That's fine. Danny Rick's fuel's down to 0, which is good. But I'm having to leave him on push with his tyres because, one, I can. Because they're going easily to the end. And, 2, I've got to try and keep this guy behind. We can always push with a couple of laps to go, I suppose. Better to have something in hand is my answer to that. But this is the scrap at the moment. Fernando versus Daniel. This is all very dramatic, isn't it? So Alonso's... Oh, this is... Oh. Again, Danny went green. Now he's gone back into the red. So, I mean, he'll get to the end on this fuel. But I can't put him into anything higher because he's just going to lose fuel again. So... I can get Danny Rick to back him up. The trouble is, if he does that, what happens is he just keeps going backwards. Yeah, I think Norris is fine. I think he's got Zhou, so I really need Danny Rick to keep Fernando occupied. Occupido. Go on, Danny Rick. Ooh. Keep him behind.
Well done.
I'm really tempted to try backing him up while he's in the twisty sections of the lap, but I don't want to ruin Ricciardo's day. He's doing really well on this strategy. And he's fighting hard, but this could be close with... I mean, Lando 37.9, Ricciardo 36.3, Alonso 36.5, so they are coming at Norris, and they are coming at Norris quick. Yeah, that's true. Obviously, yeah, he's right. In fact, actually, we need to go, because Lando is through on Zhou. Great shout. So I think we've got a point. Because, I mean, Zhou surely is just going to have to blow up. I mean, 19%. But I mean, it's good to see the AI, actually, to be fair, making some odd strategy calls and struggling with their tyres on that. It would... Too many games... There are too many games where the AI are just always brilliant at everything and they pit at the right times and perfectly for wet weather tyres, perfectly for inters, perfectly when the tyres are going off. It's not... And Zhou's pitting. What a weird strategy. What a really weird strategy. I was just going to Zhou, see if he's got a puncture. Then we have the overtake. So I'm just...
Good move, good move.
I can't see a puncture. So I don't think so. But Danny Rick is still ahead of Alonso. Oh, we run for double points, guys. What are we going to do? I think the super chat function is working, unless I've had the video demonetized, which is, I mean, highly probable, let's be honest. What do you think to the thumbnail, by the way? I didn't know what to do, so I just mixed the channel colours together and made it green and purple. Bit of a random question. Pit for full wets, quick. Save Lando's tyres a bit. Clear 13 seconds. Yeah, it's Alonso that's the threat. He's 14 seconds behind Russell, but he's only 3 seconds clear of Alonso and Danny Rick, so I need Lando to keep those tyres at standard, really. If you follow me.
That's a good overtake from Alpine.
That'd be a great radio call, wouldn't it? Defend like a lion. Daniel, defend. I think he's going to get back past again, but I mean, I can back him up. But like I say, the trouble is then he loses a lot of time because as soon as Alonso goes through. 5 to go. 30%. Oh, I think he's going to be okay. I can conserve for need to.
Copy. You're doing a good job.
I'm going to wait till after this straight, hold him back and then let him go again. Oh, he's broke. I'm backing him up just a little bit. It could go wrong. It could go very wrong.
Struggling a little bit more with the rear.
Lando unhappy with the rears.
Okay, understood.
I'm backing Danny Rick off just for this sector. It may not work. It's backing him into the Williams.
Okay, understood.
And then we don't want him to do that anymore. We want him to just step up his pace again. I think Danny Rick's running out of fuel, by the way. So we need to utilise him as best we can. I really do think he's running out of fuel.
Let's see what pace you can do.
Okay.
Alonso tyres are pretty good, I think. Have a look in a second. I'm just going to switch this back off in a second. There we go. Yeah, wow, 40%. He should be okay to the end, but he's not going to have great tyres. I'm a bit concerned here with Lando's tyres, and I'm pretty sure Ricciardo isn't getting to the end of the race.
So there are 4 laps to go.
Confirm.
I think we're going to have to put Danny Rick, if we want to get him to... I mean, getting no points, so does it really matter? But I think we might have to just put him into full conserve on everything and hope. Oh, this is going to be close. I mean, we're going to get a point, surely. Surely. Oh, unless Ricciardo wants to send it. Go on, lad. Good point. I could put it up and then down, yeah. Could be a mechanical problem. There's nothing on the thingy that says that's a concern. Oh, by the way, you can also tell your driver to avoid curbs. Ah, the drivers are fighting. No! Go away, Danny. I've got to have to swap motor. Oh, Lando's struggling on his tyres. Guys. It's just all suddenly falling apart. Are we just swapping them? Do you think we need to swap them over? Yeah. Because he's holding him up. His tyres are gone. Let them race, says Joseph. Don't swap. I can let him race. It's late on. I think Ricciardo's got him anyway. But we could always use Danny Rick. We got into the green with Danny Rick on fuel. Maybe it was a bug then. We can always back Lando up a little bit if we need to. Hit Alonso off. Yeah, where's that option? Oh, look at that. Surely just let him go. Let him go. Don't fight it. I can't...
Maximum pace now.
Okay.
I think Lando's about to get done by Alonso. What a fun fight this is, though. It's like real world F1 Alpine versus McLaren. I don't think Lando's got anything left.
That's a good
That's a shame. I thought Lando was going to nail the strategy. So I think we just leave Lando at that now. I don't think... I mean, he might be able to cause some problems for Fernando, but 25%. We need to be deploying this. I don't want to run out of battery. That's the only thing, but...
Use the overtake button.
Okay, understood.
Stay close.
Yeah, confirm.
I've gone all quiet because I've gone all tense now because this is actually quite dramatic. It was all looking nice and easy. One of the easy points today. Look at that. Save battery for final lap. I can... a bit late harvesting now, so you've already deployed it, but...
Recharge on.
I'm leaving Lando deployed. I'm going to get him right in the back of Alonso. I think the problem is because of the... what could be a bug with... Ricardo, I can't push his fuel, and I think that's costing us a bit of time here, because Alonso, for these final laps, is going to be full push.
And recharge on is okay, please.
He's going to be everything. I don't want to put him on full push. I need him to... He's probably going to send it here, unless it's a late safety car. No, damn. I'm deploying it. I'm just deploying it. Just do it. Sainz is on the last lap as the leader, by the way. Carlos Sainz is going to get his win. Surely Lando can keep pushing on his fuel now to the end. Do you know what? We've got a shot here of a double point still. Lando's coming back at him. He's either going to be 10th, sorry, he's going to stick it in the wall. I thought I had. Thank you. Defend, Giles. Yeah. Norris has got a shot here. Norris has got a chance. On 22% tyres. I've got no battery left with Ricciardo. Oh, this could be final corner. This is all very exciting. I don't think I can handle this. And we've still got a race weekend to come. Amount of battery is the only trouble. But it doesn't matter now. Screw it. Just do it. This is going to be... I don't think he's close enough. He's not. Oh, that's a shame, but that would have been great. I feel like we could have... I mean, it's too late now. We could have run him a bit longer. Hang on, what's that up here? We got points.
This is the last lap.
No.
This is the
What?
last lap.
It's still the last lap. I forgot about that. We're a lap down almost. I've still gone to the blue lap. I'm reading the wrong thing. Oh.
So this is P10.
That is 100% on me. I am so sorry. I thought that was the final lap. Sainz was final lap, wasn't he?
Nicely done.
I mean, Ricciardo's still there.
Pack available if you need to defend.
We can still do this. We can still do this. I think Alonso's tyres have gone. I mean, so have Lando's. Go on, Lando. We need to be watching Lando. Come on. Go on. Oh, outside. I don't like this. 90% tyres. He's gone for it, I think.
Doing a good job so far.
I thought I'd screwed it, but actually, it turns out it was a banging strategy. If we can just hang on here, this is going to be... Alonso could try this. Somehow Danny Rick is getting the end on his fuel. Again, beautifully managed, all part of the plan. Oh, this is close. This is close over the line.
That's the checkered flag.
Double points. Come on.
Yeah, that was good fun.
Good job, Dan.
I thought I totally messed that up. I thought I totally screwed that, and we got a double points finish. First attempt. 9th and 10th. I couldn't... Well, I could ask for more. I could ask for wins. But, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that.
This was some
I thought mid-race that was all falling apart. And then when I realised that at 36 years old I can't read, but it wasn't the last lap, I thought I completely messed it up. And here we are. The McMaster plan. I like it. The McMaster plan.
Some serious chops here. A good result for the team from Surrey.
I couldn't agree more. It just shows what this team can do when all the pistons are firing.
And they're in 6th place in the constructor standings at the end of this
Oh,
weekend.
are they going to show the podium?
The teams now look ahead to the next round, where they'll duel it out in the sand dunes of Saudi Arabia.
They're not showing a podium. So you do get a proper podium animation. And if you win, the music from the podium continues to play in the results screen. So it's like double, you know, just you're stuck there for hours because it's so good. So yes, we got double points. Carlos Sainz taking that win with Verstappen right behind him in 2nd, Leclerc 3rd, Perez 4th, Hamilton 5th, Bottas 6th, Gasly 7th, and Russell 8th. We were a long way off the rest of the field, but we've topped that 9th and 10th. 7 places for Danny Rick. 3 places for Lando. I'm really happy with that from Ricciardo. I really am. Somehow fend off Alonso, whose tyres were falling away. 11th. Ocon, Tsunoda, Zhou, Schumacher, Magnussen, Vettel, Stroll, Albon, and Latifi. A long way off, but no DNFs, which is cool. Wonder if there's anything. We hit the sponsors, so that's good. So I think everyone looked like they 2 stopped here, didn't they? Pretty much. Because Zhou was never making that work. So I think you could argue that Esteban's was sort of a 1-stop because he pitted really early for damage, didn't he? Same with Magnussen. But I think Lando's the only one to make a legit 1-stopper work. Just. That was a bit tense. That was a bit tense. I'm not gonna lie. That was fun at the end, though. Bit of drama. Nice way to wrap that up. So 3 points on the board. Nice start. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That's a good start. Let's go to the to get experience for your drivers, of course. Poor stuff. Your gain is dependent on age as well. This is post-patch. There's still, I don't know if there is still some balancing to come, but you know, the younger the driver, the higher their potential, the more experience they're going to gain versus an older driver, which is an obvious statement, I know. So we'll have a look at the menus. Have a look at what we need to do. So straight to the emails. What a difficult race. That was the best race I could have managed on that one. I've got to give you, I mean, chat, come on. You saved me several times in that race, so thank you. Thank you. The suspension's manufactured, so that's good. So we've got some more, or is that, oh, it has been manufactured, so that's the design. Hang on a sec. Yes, still working on the front wing, so I've got something else designed, so that's fine. Yeah, so if there's anything you want, if you're just joining the stream, anything you want to see, anything you want me to explain as best I can in my roundabout way, let me know, and then we'll wrap it up after that. So I know, so I'm not doing another race tonight, Darkstorm. I mean, if you want this to be a little streaming series that we do, obviously, again, for like the millionth time in the stream, it's not a gaming channel, so things like the preview tomorrow have to take priority. The race reaction on Sunday have to take priority. If you want me to do a couple of streams over the weekend or something, then I'm absolutely fine to do that. I think, timing-wise. Could maybe do something Friday between practice. Something like that, or even during practice. I mean, practice is boring, isn't it? Let's be honest. Their own practice. But yeah, if you're interested, let me know in the comments afterwards or in chat now. Hop on over to Twitter. Give me a tweet at F1Word. Let me know if you want me to go and do a full thing, a full playthrough, or even just a few races just until we all go, yeah, that'll do now. Sean's not very good at this. I'm not watching him anymore. Let me know. Definitely. Could you do a quick overview of all the screens? Yeah, no worries at all. I can do that quickly. So, home screen, you'll spend a lot of time here. So, you've got your championship position, your board expectations. We're below expectation, but actually, I think that was a pretty good race. Teams and drivers championships in there. Team, obviously, first, because we're a team. Race information there, your driver details there, and obviously your calendar in that one. Your inbox, self-explanatory. You can also get through your links, see how we're going, make some changes to the cars. You might need to remind me to do that if we do another one. Calendar, again, I think you can work all that out. I'll tell you everything you need to know. We've got sponsor obligations coming up, designing done, manufacturing to do. Yeah, that's all in there. Circuit information. again. This is quite cool, though. I quite like this because if you go to Bahrain and go to previous results, it pulls up the last result. But if you go to historic results, it also shows you the winner, including from the in-game. So we've got winners all the way back to 2018 when Vettel won. So I quite like that. I quite like that one. Some nice stats in there. Race is just your setup. We'll do that later if we do another stream another day. I'll grab that'd be better. Yeah. Circuit info, performance targets, driver overview, car builds. Make sure your cars are all up to scratch, which they should be, because they should all be fine. Should be fine. Better be fine. Cars, this is where you'll go over all your car part development. So in here, all the parts that are fitted, as I said at the start, you've got you can change designs if you've got a new design. The front wing's still being manufactured or made at the moment in design, so that's a way off, but then you can fit them to both cars after you've built them. Powertrain. I've seen some people asking about powertrain. I don't think so. Manufacturers. I think if you're a manufacturer, you can do things to it. I'm not 100% sure, though. Don't quote me on that. We might have to have a look at that a little bit later. But I think you do get to change your engine part at the end of the season. I know that much. So leave that with me. I will hopefully know for next time. We can have a look at that on powertrain, because I'm not sure on that. 'Cause it's not giving us any option to do anything to them, which it wouldn't do because we don't build them, do we? So I assume that's going to come from the team. So Mercedes, Ferrari and co. You can analyze your performance versus the average for the grid, which gives you a good idea. You can also pick a team. So we were just battling with Alpine, so you can see we're a little bit behind Alpine in some areas, a little bit ahead in others. So I think pretty equal, aren't we, really, to be fair, with Alpine. So we can try and beat them in some areas there. It's pretty in-depth, to be fair. I keep getting lost in it. Car parts development. We've got a project on, which is a front wing at the moment, but you can also design and manufacture. When the regulations change, which they will do, you will get a couple of opportunities at least to vote in a season for regulation changes. In one of my saves, I think it was the Ferrari one, I voted against double points for the finale, but that went through. And then the Aston Martin one, we voted for something to do with the airflow, which got passed, and we voted for a higher cost cap, which didn't pass. So rules can change, and then when they do change, you can research the parts to protect them for next year, so that when you come to next season, you can build your parts and you've got a little bit of a head start. So you can start to focus on next year's car, I think is the way to put that one. So that's quite cool. I like that one. Warehouse is where all your stuff's kept. So we've got plenty of front wings in at the moment, 2 per car. Suspension. I've got new suspension. We need to fit that. So we could do that now, actually. Look. So install on car 1. We haven't got a second one manufactured, but we can go in and manufacture another 3. So we've got 4 in total. We'll keep it normal. So that will come... We'll have one for the 26th of March. We can rush it to get it a day earlier, but it's not worth rushing for a day early. Spend the money on that one so we can get them manufactured for next time, so that we can get one on Danny Rick's car or Lando's car, whoever number 2 is. Powertrains, obviously you can swap them out as you need to. Another tip from what I've learned the hard way, so take it from me. Think real world F1 with your gearbox and your engine. So when your engines start to die, use your weakest engine and gearbox for a Friday, because you do quite a lot of running. So I didn't do that, and then I was taking like 3 million engines a season. Driver information here. You can look at contracts and things in here. Not looking to renew at the moment because we're too close to start the season, but interesting. Facilities bonuses as well, which is really... I like the facilities bonus. Build something, make it good. It cheers the drivers up. They'll set you the specific stuff as well. You can also change engineers. If you want to swap engineers with Lando, you can do that, or whatever. You can swap those around. You can employ new engineers as well, of course. Also some career statistics here as well. 8 wins, 32 podiums. Good stuff. Stuff. Take a moment to appreciate stuff. Yeah. Development points. That was the moment. Development points. You will rack up development points over the course of the season, and you can use them to improve individual stats for your drivers: cornering, braking, reactions, accuracy, control, smoothness, adaptability, overtaking, and defending. So, yeah. Probably Raul. Yeah, probably will let him go. We'll probably do some driver transfers because it'll be interesting. You can also scout. We are already scouting Oscar Piastri for next year. So we're scouting in progress for him. He's not interested, though, which is ironic. Actually, yeah, I think that's irony. Oscar Piastri has a lot of patience for negotiation, but is not interested in joining McLaren. That is what you call irony. I love it. Performance. I wanted to check, actually, if you can see anything on Formula 2. Let's try and find a driver. Logan Sargent. Performance is no good. Career. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be much in there for F2 results. It would have been nice to see that. He's open to negotiation, though. I'll have a look around. Well, there's nothing in standings, is there? Where is standings? There we go. Yes, we've only got F1 by the look of it. So, to answer the person who asked me earlier if you could check F2 winnings, it doesn't look like you can, which is a shame. Again, I'll pop it on a bit of paper as a suggestion for the future. Even if it's just a case of at the end of the season or throughout the season, they just simulate... Or they I don't know, simulate fake results so that we get a championship. So we go, oh, look at the season that whoever's having, and that gives them... I don't know. Season balance, again, pretty self-explanatory. We've got 18 million in the bank, which is very nice. Going to go buy a car now, or better work on development, I suppose, really. That's all in there. The cost cap's in there. The breakdown as well, what you've been spending. Like I said, there's lots to get into. I'll give you a quick overview of everything, just so you can have a little look. But I'll be here for hours if I go through every little sub-menu. There's so many. It's so... Cost cap, somebody wanted to see earlier as well, in case they missed that one. So, lots of cash at the moment. Yeah, you can look at their rating, yeah. For the F2 drivers. It's just... Yeah, it would have been nice to see a little bit more. That's all. I'm not moaning too much. It's an F1 manager game, and we've got all the F2 and F3 drivers in. So, yeah, so you can develop a future driver, like pay for that F2 and all that. Undefined username. Can we sign someone for reserve just to see how it goes? Oh my god. Replace Stoffel Van Dorn. I couldn't. I could do that if I could sack Danny Rick and put Stoffel Van Dorn in. I can't do that. I can't. I refuse. See, yeah, you can't develop them and pay for their season, but you can. I suppose you could if you do like in a role-playing way. You could. So you could sign Logan Sargent as a youngster now. Run him in FP1. And by the way, you can run them in FP1 as many times as you want in a season. They can do all 22. Is it 22? Yeah. They can do all 22 if you want. And they will get points through experience. You can actually improve their stats as you go. So I suppose from a role-play perspective, you could, but I don't think you can... Literally, if that makes sense. Yeah, that's a good point. Stoff is a world champion. Staff, very much the same with... I don't think we've got any development points to spend, unfortunately. Very much the same with your technical staff or your engineers. You can improve their stats as you go. When you get development points in, their affinity with the driver can go up and down. It's only going to generally go up if they're working with the same driver. You can scout key staff as well if you want to do that. So lots of technical chiefs in here. Lots of free agents as well. Who's the lowest rating? Hildegard Peter Hildegard. Hildegard Peter. I can't... Yeah, it's John. Yeah, Hildegard John. Yeah, it's first name first John. Christ. Yeah. I can't work out if these are generic. I think they are, aren't they? I'm just... Yeah, it's Andy Green's only rated 69, you know, which is... Yeah, I just wonder if you could find like an Adrian Newey in there, but yeah, no. We will, if we continue the playthrough, we'll sign drivers. We'll do stuff like that. Of course we will. I mean, I could save it and sign a driver so that we don't lose where we're at, just to show you how it goes. I'm happy. I can do that. I'm not losing stuff for long. So let's go to drivers. We might... I don't know if I have to scout them first. So who are we thinking? Somebody said Teo Pourchaire. To try Teo out because he's young. He's not that young. He's there. So we've got no information, so we can propose a contract. He'll be reserve. 5 seasons. Trying to think what I paid him before. It was quite a bit. I'm just going to give him loads of money just to make the point. Actually, no, I won't. I'll tell you what I'll do first. Let's do it low. Let's start off low. He'll accept it first time. You watch. So, yeah. Happy with the reserve driver position. Happy with the contract length. Very unhappy with the salary. Happy with his starting bonus. Just decline that. So you can go back to negotiation. But keep an eye on the patience tab over here. Because the lower that goes, well, the less patience you're going to have with you. So let's stick him up to 500,000. See if he fancies that. Nice bit of pay. We should be happy with everything else still. Yeah, happy with the salary. And we've signed him. You have got to pay a fee to end the other contracts, but you can hire him there. And Teo Porcher even changes into the correct driver overalls. Thank you very much, Frontier. Little things, like, there's lots of things I'm sure that we could think that we'd love to see in an F1 Manager game that maybe isn't in this year and could be in the future. But little bits like that, the team radio, the actual putting them in the proper overalls, it makes such a difference. It just adds something. So we've bought in Teo. We could run him in FP1 at the next race weekend, get him some stat improvement, and then we can continue to develop him as a driver, maybe with a view to a seat in the future. So that's, we'll probably reload at the stuff version if we do another playthrough, if we play again tomorrow or Friday. But yeah, anything else you want to see before we wrap up? I forgot where I got to on the menus, and we've been going quite a while now, so I'm gonna go get something to eat and a cold drink because my water's warm. Should I buy the game, Nadeem? Like, obviously, I can't tell you what to do with your money. But if you can, I would. It's a good game. Very good game. Good start. I'd give it a go. It's very good. It's also about, like, I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just, you also have to manage expectations to a point because it is the first go for Frontier. So this is, you know, like the first F1, was it F1 2010 across all consoles and that Codemasters did? Good starting point. Keep building on that, and just hopefully they'll build on it a little bit better than others have with their games. But yeah, no, I think great starting point. Really immersive. Can lose yourself in it for a long time. As you saw from the race, a lot of fun as well. Really enjoyed that one. Really, really enjoyed that. Very dramatic at the end. Yeah. Raul, is it on Game Pass? I'm just going to check that for you. I don't think it will be. I've not seen anything to say otherwise. I'd be surprised if it is, because with it being a totally new thing. F1 Manager. See what I can find out, and then I'll answer a couple more questions. Then we'll wrap it up. It's not listed on Game Pass. So it's not an upcoming title on Game Pass at the moment. So not for now. I didn't buy F1 2022 this year. This one looks bang for your buck. Thank you. Thanks, Sean. Get the words out. I did buy F1 22, but I've barely done anything with it because they had a few little bugs at launch which made it difficult for console players, and I just haven't gone back to it. So I probably won't bother next year. I'll wait until it goes cheap or it ends up on Game Pass or something like that on Xbox. It's a shame, really, because I like F1 racing games, management and simulation. But yeah, that's the way it goes. 23 might be a belter. This game looks like a game where you end up playing for 12 hours and forget to eat all day. Well, I said earlier, Keridus, that you'll go, do you know what? I'm going to go on F1 Manager for a couple of hours, and then you'll go, right, what time is it? Right, 10 o'clock. I'll come off at 12, have some lunch, and I'll get on with some work. And then you look at your clock, and it's 8 o'clock at night, and you still haven't eaten. You've not peed for hours. And you're just like, where is my life going? So it's very easy to lose yourself. But yeah, it did have a lot of bugs this year. Hopefully 23 will be better, but there you go. I think we're going to wrap it up there then, guys. like I say, let me know over on Twitter, at F1Word, in the comments to this as well afterwards if you're watching it later, or in the chat now. Twitter's probably the best, but yeah, let me know. If you want me to come back to this and we'll carry on this little McLaren playthrough, we can do. If you want us to start again with another team, we can do. If not, then I might go stream it somewhere else, just away from the channel. It's not a gaming channel, so I don't want to keep pushing it out there. But yes, it's a positive start. That's what I'll say. So yeah, let me know, and we will go from there. It's all dictated by you. I know this really quickly sounds really sucky, and I hate it, but I have to make the point. It's YouTube. It's all about the numbers. If 6 people turn up, it's just not worth doing it. So I need to know that you want this. Basically, it's up to you guys ultimately. It was a lot of fun though. Whatever happens, it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that. I've not done anything like this before, so we'll definitely be up for it if you guys are up for it. So let me know. But we will wrap it up there. I will be back tomorrow. I'm going to leave it on the screen because I'm really impressed by the fact we got 3 points in that opening race. I will be back tomorrow, 4 p.m. BST with the Belgian Grand Prix preview. Yes, races are back, and it's a triple header as well, which is just so cool. So we've got lots of racing coming up over the next few weeks. And of course, the reaction will be live on Sunday as well. I've got over whatever's been up with me, so hopefully be able to get some more content out now that things are a bit more under control. You know what it's like. You know what it's like. Don't forget to follow me on socials as well. And like I said, let me know whether you want me to continue this. But we'll end it there. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Sean. This has been the F1 Word. This has been F1 Manager 22. And until next time, goodbye.